Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is, how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wrestling Omakase. It is episode number 292. To give a little preview of the state I'm in for this episode, I had to think about that for a second, even though it's right there in the address bar of the window I'm looking at. So yes, I'm still recovering from Vegas. Definitely still in the recovery mode. But I'm here. I'm back in New York, and we're doing the episode. And now I'm on the line here with returning guest Snazzy, Eric, from the Joshi-ing Around podcast. And Eric, I know you must be excited because, unlike me, who just returned from a trip, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow.
I am leaving for Japan for Golden Week, so I'm very excited. I'm doing an all-nighter because I have to work because I don't have enough leave or PTO, whatever you guys. What do you Americans call it? Is it PTO?
I think we call it PTO. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. PTO. Yeah. I don't have enough, so I'm working the day of my flight. So I'll be working from.
I know. I've done that a million times. I hate doing that, but.
Yeah, 4 a.m. to midday or something, and then I'll go to the airport. But I'm excited. It's a direct flight, which obviously I haven't done before. Last time I did 6 hours to Bangkok and then 13 hours to the UK. That was just stupid. I don't know why I did that. That was ridiculous. So I'm happy that I'm doing
what airline?
But this time I'm doing Japan Airline, which I heard is
there we go.
Good. Is that good?
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, that's the best one, I think. JAL and ANA are both the Japan carriers. They're both really good, but I like JAL. I think most people would say JAL is better. Yeah. I assume you have regular economy, right?
Yeah, just regular economy, though.
I mean, JAL's regular economy is better than the American carrier's premium economy, so...
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
You're good. They have plenty of leg room. The food's good. You know, I mean, I have regular economy in June right now, too. I'm still going to try to upgrade to premium economy or God willing business again, but JL, you get regular economy, you're not upset. It's still, it's very good for regular economy.
Yeah, how are you always are able to buy like a crazy amount on points? What is this points thing? How are you able to get so many freebies? That's what I've always been wondering.
I don't know. I use I save up my so I have Amex Platinum and they give 5x on airfare, so that's a big one. So like pretty much anytime I buy a flight, I get thousands and thousands of points, so that always helps. But yeah, no, I just kind of save them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's because you're like, oh yeah, I just booked this luxury hotel for free, and I'm like, what? Just like that.
Nicole and I both have the same. We both have a Chase Sapphire in that case, and Chase points transfer to Hyatt, which is like Hyatt doesn't have like a really, really high number of points to book rooms for some reason. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of we both saved our points for a long time to book 2 nights at that the Lost in Translation Hotel, the Park Hyatt, which I can't wait to stay there. I'm the first time staying there.
Sounds fun. Nicole hasn't gone since April.
No,
right?
Nicole hasn't gone since last April.
Yeah.
So April 2025. Yeah. So she's excited. I mean, we're both excited. I mean, I kind of feel like I did the timing wrong because I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff right before I get there, but whatever.
Wait, what are you missing?
It's gonna be less like Marvelous has a fucking Shinjuku Face show, and Dragon Gate has a Korakuen, and Stardom has a Korakuen. Like they're all that week before, and I'm like, oh, Stardom has a Korakuen right after I go too. So it's like a lot of stuff I miss basically.
What are you landing?
The 11th. June 11th.
The 11th, okay. Oh, you're missing the New Japan crossover with DDT. Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm missing a bunch of stuff. So I picked it. If we wanted to go midweek, we didn't want to take the extra days off, but I should have just done it now. But,
but you're getting a lot of good stuff. You're getting, Conversion, Dominion?
Dominion.
You get to Wrestle Magic?
No, Wrestle Magic we're not going to do anymore.
Okay.
Because I switched to go to the New Japan Korakuen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the New Japan Road to G1 Korakuen, so it'll probably be qualifiers. There was a DDT show in like a bar, which should be fun, and a DDT Korakuen the morning I go home. And then I have my pick the day of the conversion. I wish all these promotions were running different times. I could go to all of them, but I have a choice to make where the day of the conversion, earlier in the day, Mari Gold is running Korakuen at 11:30 a.m. Ice Ribbon is running Kitazawa at noon, and Sendai Girls is running Shinkiba at 12:30. So I have to pick one of those three.
In the same situation, I would pick. Oh, it's pretty nice Ribbon and Sendai Girls, actually, and I don't know which one I'd pick. Depends on the card.
I'm leaning Ice Ribbon. I'm going to wait for the card. It's just Sendai Girls, the big thing working against them is they're the latest show and the furthest show. So
wait, where's Conversion?
Conversion's Yogi.
Oh, that's not bad, right? Is it?
Shinkiba to Yogi is pretty fucking far.
But it's 3.5 hour difference between the show start times, right?
I guess.
That should be doable. But you said 12:30, right?
It's the tightest one, though.
Yeah, it is the tightest one, but it should still be doable.
Kitazawa is super close to Yoyogi.
Well, and also those shows only go like 90 minutes. So.
Yeah, so that's the advantage of that. And plus, I just kind of want to go to Ice Ribbon. So
hell yeah.
We'll see.
I went to an Ice Ribbon show at Kitazawa. It's very fun.
Yeah, that's another thing working in their favor too, and I've never been to Kitazawa at all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that'd be a new venue.
Cute venue, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm leaning Ice Ribbon. Especially now Victoria Yuzuki getting injured. It's like, okay, my favorite Mario Gold wrestler won't even be there.
I mean, yeah, so. I wouldn't consider Marigold.
Yeah, they're not having a great year, as listeners know. But I pissed off the Marigold fans a lot this year.
Oh, did you?
Just like this one guy was like freaking out at me about the Marigold stuff and was like, "How can you talk about rookies like that?" And I'm like, I don't think I say anything that mean in these reviews, honestly. But
I mean, it's impossible to not piss off the Marigold Ultras. So
yeah, that is very true. Well, so I really pissed off the NXT Ultras on Twitter last night because there was this like they've been going at me all morning because there was this like 30-second clip of Sol Ruka and someone else. I don't even know the other girl's name. Like she like pushed her off a fucking balcony onto like a table after like they had like a big hug in the middle of this last man standing match, and the camera turns to the other girl, the redhead, and like focuses on her, and her face slowly changes from like happy to angry, and she starts shaking. And Sol Ruka somehow doesn't notice this, even though it goes on forever, and then gets shoved off the thing. I'm just like, this looks so stupid. I think I said it was something like, this looks like wrestling that's specifically designed for stupid people, or people who are too stupid for normal wrestling. I think is the word I use, but they really freaked out about it. Because like normal wrestling, the whole joke here, like, oh wow, wrestling, it's camp. I'm like, yes, normal wrestling is already pretty, like, it doesn't take a fucking Mensa member to follow normal wrestling, but they've somehow made a form of wrestling that feels dumbed down even for wrestling.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, we got to make sure we get the camera on her. She has to shake. She has to make faces so the people know that she's the bad one. I'm just like, what are we doing here?
I think it's impossible to think NXT is good while watching other styles of wrestling, like Japanese wrestling or anything else. I don't think you can hold those two positions.
I think main WWE even is significantly less corny than NXT, which is the crazy part to me.
Yeah.
So I actually saw a little...
Yeah.
I actually saw a little bit of main roster WWEs we'll get to on my trip. Not that I went to WrestleMania, but I saw night one of the watch party, and I don't remember being anywhere near that corny. So, I don't know.
You watched night one of WrestleMania?
I watched not all of it, and I watched maybe half, maybe not even. But yeah, we'll get to it. I watched it in a very unique setting. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, so the NXT Ultras were really pissed at me, and I'm just like, I don't understand who this is for. But, you know. very stupid people, I guess, and they're all calling me fat. I'm like, okay, well, the avatar isn't even recent, and I've lost like 110 pounds.
Why do they get so angry? They jump to appearance insults. Like,
I don't know. They always do that.
It's fucking wrestling. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's funny to be called fat by people with like a, I don't know, a Twitter avatar.
Yeah.
No, it's a Twitter avatar of like a rapper holding a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something. It's like, okay. Well, I'm sure you're that.
Post your own pic before you can insult someone else. That's the rule.
It's also, again, I'm not even fat anymore, really. So
you lost a ton of weight, right?
Yeah. Well, that was the cool thing. Running into people I hadn't seen forever in Mania Week, and they're like, "Wow, you really did lose a lot of weight." I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
You thought I was making it up, Jeremy Sexton? But anyway, it was kind of the way he said it was funny. But yeah, Jeremy's a great guy. I'm just kidding, but yeah, it was very. It's nice to meet people you haven't seen in years when you especially when you weigh 110 pounds less than you did the last time you saw them.
Holy fuck, that's a lot.
It is a lot of weight. Went from like I was like 330 at my heaviest, maybe 320, I don't know, and now I'm like somewhere between 210 and 220. So, and I'm quite tall, as you can tell the people, like almost 6'2", like 6'1.5". So, definitely do no longer look quite as heavy, I guess is what I will say. But I mean, you've met me in person. You can tell the world. Do I look fat? I don't think.
No, because as you said, you're tall, so
Yeah.
And also you lost, like you said, 110 pounds, which is crazy.
I used to look pretty fucking fat, I will say, but now
my only reference for you is how you look now, so I can't tell.
Yeah. I mean, I can show you some pictures. I lose. I mean, look, even at my height, 330 pounds is 330 pounds. Believe me.
Yeah.
But now it's much more like I feel like I look much more normal or whatever. Which if you're listening and you want to lose weight, talk to your doctor about Zepbound because it worked for me. So
about what is that?
Zepbound, yeah, it's one of those GLP ones.
Oh, one of the GLP ones.
Yeah. It definitely works, I will say. I mean, they told me the doctor seemed surprised by how fast I lost weight on it. So I guess he was like, "Oh, you're in the top like 2%." I'm like, "Oh, well, good for me, I guess." My body really likes this drug for some reason.
Is there like how long do you have to take it for? I guess are you just on it? Is there already plans?
I'm still on it. I don't know. I think they want to get me off it soon, but because I've been on it like 15 months. I mean, they do all these tests and to make sure you're not like, I don't know what they're testing for. I actually have no idea. Yeah. So I assume something bad. I assume there's something bad that could happen, but they make you do these tests like every 6 months to make sure a bad thing's not happening, I guess. But look, I mean, I might as well say this part because it's a great thing. I was fucking pre-diabetic before I started. And that's why they wanted me to start it. And I got out of pre-diabetes in like 3 months, which was cool.
That's fucking crazy.
So the doctor was like, wow. Like, he was seriously impressed. He was like, I did not expect you to get out of pre-diabetes that fast.
So it's not even just the weight loss, right?
Yeah. I mean, that is the big thing to get out of pre-diet. To get from like being pre-diabetic to completely normal blood glucose range. It's just that was great. One of the better things that's happened to me. So,
and how's your tooth?
Thank you to Big Pharma. The Big Pharma does not get a lot of thank yous on audio, but they did help me. How's my tooth? My tooth is all right. Exploded right before the fucking trip.
Awful.
I was making the joke. It did give me a great joke where I was like, this really made somebody crack up. But I was like, yeah, Joey, spring break was so bad. I think it might have actually been worse than the surprise.
Oh, the nerve, yeah.
Because that show was fucking horrible.
Wait, didn't you leave before the worst match as well?
I did leave before the worst match. Yeah, that show was. But yeah, it was a really good time in Vegas. I guess we'll get to that. No. First, let's talk about your trip. So you're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
First of all, where are you going? I assume you're going to. Are you going to Dontaku?
I am not going to Dontaku. I'm staying in Tokyo because, there's just more.
Oh, marvelous!
Shows. Yeah, there's too many wrestling shows that I want to watch in Tokyo. So I'm thinking this trip is kind of my Tokyo. Go to like 2 to 3 shows a day, and then I'll sort of like moderate it out again because my first trip was quite touristy, right? Because I was with my wife. So this one's my sicker wrestling trip, and then my next ones will be, okay, let's do Golden Week festivals and travel around. Let's try Sendai, stuff like that, but not this one.
Yeah, this is kind of I'm doing the opposite in June, where it's not my sicko wrestling trip. It's
well, because you just had yours in December, right?
Yeah. So we're, Nicole keeps telling me, she's like, we shouldn't go to too many shows. I think I'm still getting to like 6 or 7 or 8 or something, but that's still way less. I went to 20 last time. So.
Yeah, no, 6 or 7 is not a sicko trip. That's a reasonable number. Yeah,
because I think it's like, actually, let me just open Kuota because that will make it easier.
How many days are you going for? Is it like 2 weeks?
It's like over 2 weeks. I'm there.
Yeah, okay.
I land on the 11th and I leave the 28th, so it's like 17 days. Let me see. The first show I'm going to in June is Tokyo Joshi at Yokohama Radiant Hall. I've never been to Yokohama Radiant Hall. So
I was going to go to a show there and then I changed my plans.
Yeah, so it's noon on the 13th. It's the first show I'm going to. I could go to Uptown at Shinjuku Face, but I'm not going to, I don't think, because almost all the seats are sold out anyway, and I don't really care about Jacket Man's promotion.
Jacket Man.
But that probably means I'm not going to get to go to Shinjuku Face again, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I went there like 5 times on my last trip, so. But yeah, Tokyo Joshi, Yokohama Radiant Hall on the Saturday the 13th. Obviously Dominion on Sunday the 14th. And then nothing right now unless something gets added. I could go to Tenru Project on the Wednesday. I should keep. I don't think I'm going to, though. There's DDT at Reno Outdoor.
They might have Surreal on that show, Tenru Project one.
Oh, really?
They've started booking her.
Okay. I'll think about it. All Japan Korakuen for sure, Thursday the 18th. So that's up to 3 shows I'm definitely going to. Sunday will be my only 2-show day for sure, which will be either the 3 Joshi options we talked about, and then also the conversions. So that's 5 shows.
Yep.
Sunday the 21st. I'm probably going to 2 shows that day too, because I'm probably going to do the Unagi Sayaka Korakuen at 11:30 a.m. That's the one where
Hikari Noah.
Hikari Noah's coming back. Yeah, so that'll be 6 shows, and I'm going out to Kanagawa to go to the New Japan House show. Do something called the Saga Mihara Gion Arena at 5:00.
Oh wow,
so that's 6. Yeah, and then the New Japan Korakuen on Tuesday is 7. And then we're out of the city again, and then it depends on how many I go to on the Saturday. I think I'm going to go to the Tokyo Grand Hammer show for DDT for sure, like the Street Pro Wrestling. So that would actually be 8. I might go to Tokyo Joshi KFC Hall, which would be 9. And then definitely go to the DDT Korakuen. So I guess it's actually 10 shows. But
it always increases.
somewhere between 8 and 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still not 20. So, but yeah. But yeah, so you're doing what? You're doing
I'm doing, let me count, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I mean, I'm incredibly jealous you're going to Marvelous Budokan after.
I'm going like 21. Yeah, so Marvelous at Yokohama Buntai was one of the main reasons I wanted to do this trip. Like ever since it was announced in like August, I was like, I kind of just want to be there because they're only getting their 10th anniversary once, right? So wanted to do the trip just for that. Whereas obviously you got All Star Grand Queendom every year, so that wasn't actually surprisingly as major pull for me as the Marvelous show. But yeah,
what seats did you get for Queendom?
For Queendom, I'm second row. You bought them, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, second row on the side, so neither on the hard cam or the other side, but one of the side ones. So.
And then what'd you get for Buntai?
So they priced their tickets insane on the floor, like 100k yen, 50k yen. I was like, I'm not doing that. So I just went to like the tiered seats. I think it was like 14k yen. So it is quite a huge arena. I saw. I looked at some other shows that have been there. Yeah, it's massive. Big, so I don't know what my views would be like. But
I've never been in there, but it's not one I'm in a rush to go to because it always looks and sounds like shit on TV. So
yes, not many. I think there's been like 3 or 4 shows that have been hosted there. Obviously, All Star Grand Queendom in 2024, right? It was one of them. I think Noah have done a show there, and maybe one other promotion. That's it.
Yeah, New Japan did G1.
Oh, okay, yeah. So not very common.
It never sounds good on TV. Maybe it'll sound better in person, but there's something like the audio really like does not capture well there.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so you got Buntai, you got All Star Grand Queendom. What else do you got?
I'm going to Sendai Girls. 01 Rose, so they're launching their promotion. So they had like 3 pre-launch events, and then on 25th is when they're doing the actual launch. So I'll be at there doing Ice Ribbon, obviously All-Star Grand Queendom. I'm going to go to the Tam Nakano archive as well, like the gallery thing.
Archive, okay. Yeah, like, a lot of pictures, and you got to make sure you send them to Velky.
Yes, yeah, and also my Joshi-ing Around co-host, the Tam lover, Tim Hunter. I'll make sure I try.
Well, that one I didn't need to tell you to do.
Yeah.
But Velky, we got to remember to get Velky the photos. Velky's got to show them to the wife, and we got to
do that. Like. I'm going to Gokugan Pro twice actually.
Gokugan twice.
Yeah, it's just because they're running on days where nothing else is running. I was like, might as well go. And it's at one of my favorite arenas, which is Post Amistad in Kawasaki. It's Diana's dojo, basically. So I'm going to Evo in Chiba, which I'm excited for. So like Zonos is going to be there, and it's just like a Evo versus 2AW, I guess. So I wanted to do that because obviously they're owned by the same people now. Now Evo got sold. So I'm going to Diana 3 times. Actress Girls twice, so their Korakuen Hall show, which I'm very excited for, and also one of their wrestlers is retiring 2 days later at Shinkiba, so I'm very excited about that. Noah Sumo Hall, obviously, so that's Ozawa Kenta. No, it's not Kenta.
Ozawa Naito.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Choco Pro, obviously at Ichigai Chocolate Square because I haven't been there, so I wanted to do that.
Ooh, yeah, I did that. I did it the first time in December. That was awesome.
Yes, so just had to experience that.
It was one of the two. I don't know.
Yeah, and then TJPW Korakuen Hall, DDT Korakuen Hall on the same day. So, and then obviously the Yokohama Bentai show we spoke about.
So you're not seeing a single New Japan show?
I am not, because they're in Fukuoka, and I'm not going over there.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the New Year's next year, and I am gonna go to Duntaku. I mean, not the New Year's, the Golden Week next year, and I am gonna go to Duntaku. I think.
I want to do that. Yeah.
Besides the fact that you go to the 2 shows, you get to see the festival. I've never been to Fukuoka.
Exactly.
So yeah, I definitely want to do that. But yeah, so it's pretty much June, like my June trip. I'm not really going anywhere new except Nara, I guess, as a day trip.
Nara's great.
But yeah, I don't know how I've gone there 6 times without ever going to Nara. It's very strange of me.
Yeah.
But
we didn't spend long there, but
yeah, I mean the trip is mostly about like doing some non-wrestling stuff that I didn't get to do last time. Like I didn't go to a sushi restaurant. Like what is wrong with me?
Sushi?
Yeah, I did not go to a single sushi restaurant on my last trip. So
okay.
Seems like an oversight.
Yeah.
I did not do the conveyor belt or nothing. And I don't know why. But yeah, it just was. I mean, there were so many days where I was so busy that I just didn't eat anything. So it's like that's kind of it wasn't very good of me.
No.
But yeah, I mean, like, so and plus, like, I didn't get to go to Nakano Broadway on the last trip. I didn't get to do all sorts of stuff I usually do. So it's kind of like a makeup trip for doing 20 wrestling shows, and then December I'll go back and probably do 20 wrestling shows again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What is Nicole like doing in Japan?
I don't know. Mostly wandering around, and I mean, she likes a lot of like the video game anime stuff, so she likes going through and shopping for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, like,
is that at Nakano or no? Nakano Broadway's
Nakano Broadway's like. No, Nakano Broadway's like anime stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was right.
Yeah. It's like a big. It's big for secondhand stuff. I mean, they have more than just anime. I mean, they do have like an idol shop where you can get like idol band stuff, like secondhand goods for that. And there's like a model train store. There's one that's like wrestling specialized, although it's not that big. The wrestling one. There's one that's like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. So it's kind of like all sorts of niche, like secondhand stuff. And it's like all the Mondrake stores are over there. So it's very cool. I just did not have time to go to it last time, so I definitely want to do it this time. But yeah, how's
your Japanese going? You're learning.
It's going. I would say so. I tried to speak it during this Vegas trip, like at the meet and greets, and they seemed to understand what I was saying.
Oh, so, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking like I feel like maybe I've gone from like 2nd grade level to 3rd grade level or something. So
that's a big leap.
Yeah. I was able to say like, tell Cerise he was the best wrestler in the world in Japanese, and she did seem to get it. I told Natsupoi I was sitting front row for her and Cerise, and was deeply moved by their match, and she was very happy. But I mean, of course, awesome. they're supposed to act very happy, so you know.
Yeah, but I think it's genuine, right? When someone comes up to you and speaks your language, you know, that means you put effort into it.
I told Azumi that she stepped on my foot really hard at Shinjuku Face, and I was trying to do it in a way that was joking, but she felt so bad that I kind of felt bad about saying it.
Oh no.
She was just like, go in the side. Like, she was just like apologizing over and over again. I'm like, Azumi, it's fine, really.
Yeah.
But she was like, is your foot okay? I'm like, yes, my foot's fine.
She thought you got injured.
You didn't actually break my foot. I might have used too strong of language when I said that or something. Yeah. But I mean, it did hurt like a bitch when she did it, because I told the story on the podcast. She was like, but I guess people didn't hear that episode. She was like stomping around ringside really mad because the I don't remember who they were in the 3-way tag, and I think she did say like 3-way. I was like, yes, the 3-way tag, and the day show or whatever. And I don't remember what pissed her off so bad. Something the other teams did pissed her off really bad, and the ref was telling her to get out of the ring or something. And she was like literally like stomping her foot really hard as she like stomped around ringside. And obviously, people have been in Shinjuku Face. There's not a lot of room between the front row and the ring. So she just fucking stomped down really hard on my foot while she was stomping around ringside angry. And it fucking hurt like hell. I mean, and I just remember and she did give like the tiniest of looks back. Like she could tell she did it, but she didn't, in that moment, especially like
she's in character.
In the match, she's in character. She didn't give a fuck. She just kept stomping. And, but yeah, I told her.
How the fuck did she remember it was a 3-way? That's what I'm amazed by.
That is funny. What? I know. She was like 3-way. I was like, yeah, the 3-way tag.
That's crazy.
She remembered it was a 3-way.
That was like 4 months ago.
I know. Well, she remembered. Oh. I also told her to make sure she wins the goddess belts this time, and she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, don't worry. So she got that. She thinks she has that in the bag. So we'll see.
Well, she does.
She does. I know. It'd be funny if they didn't tell her the finish yet, though, but they probably did.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like, don't worry about it. She's like, Daijobu. I think she said Daijobu. It was something like that. She was
Daijobu this.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was like, God, what the fuck did you say? It was like it was a term that meant like, it's no problem, but I can't remember what it was.
Isn't that what Daijobu this means?
Yeah, sort of, but I think it was a different term.
Oh, okay. That's not one.
I can't remember what it was now. But anyway. But yeah, so she was very apologetic about stepping on my foot. But yeah, the Japanese is going, it's going. It's very difficult language.
What's your Wanikani level?
So since I restarted it last December, I think I'm already at level 10 or 11.
Damn.
I think. Yeah, why? What level you're at?
I'm only at 7.
Yeah. I mean, I really zoomed through the first few levels because I remember all that stuff pretty well, as it turns out. Like, so I feel like I didn't start slowing down a little bit until this, and obviously going to Vegas did not help either, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was getting through them pretty quick until like level 10 or whatever. Then now it's finally starting to get to stuff I didn't remember very well. And I had to slow down the pace a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty, it's going pretty well. Hopefully I can speak it better than I did in December, January, because I was pretty like annoyed with myself for.
Well, that's why you've been grinding it. I feel like the last few months.
Yeah. So hopefully it goes well. But yeah, I guess let's talk about Vegas. I went to Las Vegas. I went to WrestleMania weekend. I went to 8 shows. It was supposed to be, there was one I was supposed to go to that I never went to. So I guess I'll just go chronological order and start with that. My flight was supposed to land in Vegas at, I think, 2:00, which obviously was going to be very tight for Pandemonium Pro at 3:00, which had the Natsupoi versus Johnny Ravi match. So I wasn't even going to buy a ticket at first. I decided to buy one anyway. I was like, whatever. I bought second row. And I can't remember the last time I had a fucking flight delay. It's been a long time. And of course, this is the one I had a long ass delay on. So, we get to we're like probably 5 minutes from JFK Airport in the Uber when I get the message that our flight's delayed 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, well now I'm definitely not making it there close to on time. And then the delay just keeps spiraling and spiraling and spiraling. I think most people who've flown enough probably know that fucking feeling of like, how horrible that feeling is when they just keep moving it back and keep moving it back. And you think your flight's going to get canceled. Luckily, it did not get canceled, but it left 3.5 hours late. So by the time we landed, Pandemonium was already, pretty much over. So that was a big bummer for me because, Poi and Robbie was one of my most anticipated matches of the weekend. And I heard from everybody who was there, the match was awesome. So very sad I missed that one.
You still got a Poi meet and greet. Oh,
I still got a Poi
show,
meeting,
right?
I did a Spark.
Oh, Spark. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so I didn't miss the Poi. I did not buy the Poi meet and greet for Pandemonium, so that was good. Didn't lose out another $50. But yeah, so Pandemonium, missed that show. Was pretty upset about it. Nicole can tell you I was really, really upset that day, but what are you going to do? These things happen. We landed. I got checked in at the Gold Coast, which is my first hotel, which is it's really, really close to the Palms, where obviously Tokyo Joshi was, so that was cool. It was basically like literally across the street from the Palms. So it's like, for people who don't know their Vegas geography, this is like anything not considered downtown or strip is considered off strip, but off strip can be anything from like right next to the strip to really far. So this one was pretty close to the strip. It's like basically right behind the highway, behind like Bellagio, Aria, all those hotels. So pretty close to the strip, but off strip. This one was a free room I booked, one of those rooms they give you for being a degenerate gambler. But at my low levels, the only kind of place I could get a free room was like a off strip place like this from the Boyd casino chain. But got checked in, did some gambling. They had like $5 craps, which is awesome. It's like exactly what I want to say, because most places, especially around in the Northeast and like Atlantic City, only have like $10 or $15 craps, and it's just, do you know anything about? I'm sure you're not a gambler at all, right?
No. Well,
so craps is for people to know, is like a dice game, and it, the minimum, the quote unquote minimum bet is really like the minimum you have to place on each bet, but you really have more than one bet out at a time. So that's why the $10 and the $15 ones really, really add up. And a $5 table, I can buy in for like $200, and unless it goes really, really, really badly, it'll at least last me quite a while. A $10 or a $15 table, I have to buy in for $300, and it goes much faster, unless things are going well. So that's why a $5 craps table is a big difference. And is why a lot of casinos don't offer it anymore, because again, you can sit there for a long time on, a relatively small buy-in, even if it's not going great. So, have $5 craps. It had $15 blackjack and Pai-Gow, and even $5 roulette and stuff. So some very cheap games. It's a low roller place, which is cool.
You're burying the lead here. Did you win big?
No, not by the end of the trip. But there were times I won, which we'll get to. Actually, there was one time I won that kept me from losing a lot of money. But at the end of the trip, I was actually down. But down a small amount, which for a 5-day trip, I will definitely take. But yeah, the Wednesday, so gambled a little bit and then went to Dragon Gate at the Horseshoe, where the GCW collective was, Wednesday, 8:00. Show was all right. I guess I should ask you, did you see any of these shows or no?
Yeah, I saw a few DJ USA shows. I feel like it was missing Shun, honestly. I thought he was amazing last year.
You did see the DG show.
I saw, I was kind of like half watching it because it doesn't seem that interesting compared to like last year.
Yeah, so the Dragon Gate show in person, the vibes were not good. First of all,
the fucking collective, right?
Is that the collective? Which it's by far the worst of the venues I went to. Yeah. It's just this big ballroom at the back of the Horseshoe, which is not one of the nicer strip casinos, by the way. It's one of the, it's a renovated Bally's. It's just not a good casino. And it's like, just there's like no atmosphere. It's basically this big empty room with some seats set up and then a stage. And there's like no atmosphere in there, especially for this show because so few people showed up. I would say maybe 250. They didn't announce the number. I'd say maybe 250. That even might be high. Maybe more like under 200. It really was not a big crowd at all. I walked in pretty late, I would say. I don't think I walked in late, but like probably right before the show started with a GA ticket. And I was still able to get like a pretty decent seat. So in the GA rows. So like there really were not that many people there. I knew a lot of people there, which was cool. Like I kept running into different people. Some people I knew from Japan who had met on this past trip, and then a bunch of the Voices of Wrestling people were there. So a lot of people that were there were people I knew, but there really weren't that many more people there besides, us Japanese wrestling freaks, I guess.
Yeah.
And the show itself, if you look at this card, I feel like it'll show. It did not have an exciting card at all to begin with. It was a lot of outsiders and not a lot of Dragon Gate people. It just did not feel anything like a Dragon Gate show. Somehow the Stardom show felt more like a Stardom show than this felt like Dragon Gate, despite having like a lot of outsiders too. And they just didn't do anything with had nothing to do with Dragon Gate storylines. There was really nothing exciting about this show. Some of the early matches I thought were actually pretty fucking bad. Like the 3-way. I love Kai. I'm a big Kai defender. I liked Kai even before K-Slow and Dragon Gate fans turned the corner on him. I actually liked him when he was like kind of a meme wrestler from Wrestle 1 or whatever. But he just, to say Kai had it in house show mode in this opener is like the understatement of the century. I mean, he could not have given less of a shit about this 3-way match with Willie Mack and El Cucci. So yeah, they didn't do anything in that match. The tag match with Ho Ho against Channing Decker and Rice Maddox didn't really do anything. I guess Marcus Madison Sumo was okay. The 3-way tag was okay. I didn't like Yamato Jonathan Gresham at all. A lot of people that has like a 7.3 on Cage Match.
I don't get it.
Yeah, the Gresham.
So bored.
I was so bored in the building watching this. I was just like, it went 17 minutes, and it was like, oh my god.
And so you didn't even hear the commentary. The commentary was just so grating. They were like talking about how this was for Jonathan Gresham to like win a contract or like to wrestle in Japan because it's been his dream, and if he beats Yamato, he can go wrestle there.
Hasn't he wrestled? He's wrestled in Japan.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe not in Dragon Gate. I don't fucking know. But that was the story of this, though.
Yeah, he's been the Best of Super Junior, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's definitely wrestled in Japan. But yeah, the match was not very good. Gresham is doing this thing now where he like pretends he doesn't know how to chop people, and I saw him multiple times.
What the fuck was going on there?
I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody else what the fuck the deal with that is. I didn't get it at all. What the deal was supposed to be.
Like his hand was hurting. Like I thought I missed something in the match.
He did it on every show I saw him on. So, which I think was only 2.
Oh,
did it both times.
Did he have like an illness that was related to that? Because I know he was out for a while. Is it related to his hand?
I really have no idea.
Okay.
But the match was not good. Not very good at all. I didn't like this match at all. The main event to me was the one bright spot. I mean, that was the Dragon Gate 6-man tag, the only match of the show that actually felt like a Dragon Gate match, which was Dragon Kid, KZ, and Yuki Yoshioka beating Ishin, Madoka Kikuta, and Yoshiki Kato in 21-28. I thought that match was awesome. I mean, I won 4 stars on it. My only quote-unquote notebook match from the show. I mean, the parts that were very stick-heavy at the start, I'm sure that was a lot more fun in the building than it was at home. But I had a good time with it, even when they weren't kicking into high gear. And then I thought they did kick into high gear and have a really good, whole closing stretch. So I enjoyed that match a lot. It was the only match I was expecting anything from, and it was really good. So, it'd be nice if something on the undercard fucking actually did something for me. But the main event was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was not a good vibe show. I mean, there was a lot of shows I'm going to talk about that were good vibe shows. This was not one of them. And the post-match especially, or the post-show, I should say, was really bad vibes. Because, especially in hindsight, when I look back at what all the other merch tables and signings and stuff for the rest of the trip would look like, the Dragon Gate one was really sad. Like, there was just like, they had a bunch of the wrestlers at the table, and there was barely anybody going up to them. And I felt really bad about it because, I went over and got Ryo Saito's autograph because it's like Ryo Saito was one of my favorites going back to way back in the day, and I saw that he had like a stack of pictures or whatever to do the autographs, and nobody was getting him. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Ryo Saito's.
Fuck, that is kind of sad.
Yeah, like none of the some of the other wrestlers had a person basically, and it was just like there was no lines for anything really. So it was. I know I heard from Rich on the flagship that who went to WrestleCon, who said that Yuki Yoshioka didn't have like a single soul going up to his table. And yeah, it just seems like the Dragon Gate guys, they just didn't. The people here, they were not. No one was interested in them. It felt like Dragon Gate a little bit, and that was about it. So, just felt really bad for them. I mean, I heard from somebody well connected later on in the weekend that the Dragon Gate people were not happy with how this went between the show, doing such a small number and the wrestlers just doing so poorly in the meet and greets and stuff, and not selling anything, that I'd be pretty. Even if there's something next year, whether Mania moves back from the Middle East or they WrestleCon and Collective try to get something together separate from it, I don't think they're going to come back. I'd be really surprised because this year it did not go well for them at all. So, but yeah, that's your Dragon Gate. That was my one show Wednesday. The next day, Thursday. Oh, and during Wednesday night too. So they announced the 6-man tag at Action, which was the Suzuki, Fuminori Abe, Adam Priest versus ZSJ, Gresham, and Eric Stevens 6-man tag.
I haven't seen
and I had not been planning to go to that, and I just decided to buy it last minute. So that Wednesday night, I just bought that ticket, which apparently a lot of people did. Like I heard basically they doubled their ticket sales based on that. Well, because they were not doing well at all, and they ended up doing, like, they said 150, so I guess they had like other 100 tickets sold for that before. I mean, it was a rough time slot, right? Friday at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was one of the people that bought my ticket last minute for that because I wanted to see that 6-man tag. But I think that was announced Wednesday night. So, the next day, so it started out with Thursday at 11 a.m. Tokyo Joshi live in Las Vegas at the Pearl Theater at the Palms, which again was great for me because I just got to wake up and walk across the street basically. This was a really good show. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought, they produced something that actually felt, authentic to Tokyo Joshi. Like it felt like you were on a Tokyo Joshi, watching a real Tokyo Joshi show. The crowd was obviously very sparse, as I think people knew it would be if you looked at the ticket map going in. The thing to me about the atmosphere was I was worried that sound wouldn't carry, and it really wasn't the case. Like the sound did carry. That you could still hear. I don't know how. I assume you watched it. I don't know how it sounded at home.
No, it sounded fine. So I mean, but TJPW, all of their international shows, they do try to put an authentic product on. I did think this was like the weaker of their overseas ones, but that doesn't mean it was bad. It was still a good show.
Yeah. And so what I was going to say is, like, because the tickets were so expensive and because they didn't draw that big a crowd, the people who showed up were like really hardcore Tokyo Joshi fans. So they were like super into everything, and it made the atmosphere way better than I thought it would be going in. Now, the one very stupid thing they did, I don't know if this was the building or probably the building. There were a lot of people at the very top rows of the 200 sections, and because those are the cheapest seats. Those are the $50 seats, whereas all the stuff below was all like 100 plus. I was a little bit below. I think I was in the $100 flat tickets, but all those areas below where I was sitting, and then especially the further below ones that were like 150, were completely empty. And they did not start moving people down until halfway through the semi-main event. I was like, why the fuck did the ushers not tell people they could move down until the show was almost over? Made no fucking sense. I gave myself a self-upgrade. So, I was already sitting below those people, but I basically saw how empty it was. I was like, okay, the usher's not going to say anything. So I went, after the first match, I went to the bathroom. When I came back from the bathroom, I just moved myself down to the very bottom of the 100 level, of the 200 level, I mean. So I was like, okay, because I doubt anyone's going to say anything, but I moved myself up like 4 or 5 rows. The funny thing was, I put this in the Slack, right? In the Voice of Wrestling Slack. And a friend of the show, Kelly Harris, the one of the 2 hosts of Jumping Bomb Audio, was like, okay, I'm going to call the building and report you. Fucking 15 minutes after he said that, someone comes up to my seat and scares the fucking shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck did he actually report me? But it turned out to be a waitress, because they had a drink waitress at your seats here at the Classy Palms Theater in the Pearl Theater of the Palms. So I was like, oh my God, it gave me a heart attack. I thought Kelly actually did report me. And Kelly thought that was really fucking funny. But yeah, for some reason, the waitress did not come down at Stardom. Even though I basically moved down to my actual seats at Stardom, and the waitress never showed up during Stardom. I was like, okay, that was weird. Maybe there's just so many more people at Stardom, they just didn't get to me or something. But yeah, Tokyo Joshi, the waitress did come and I was able to order a drink at my seat, which I thought was really cool.
Do you think they just didn't want to like upset people that bought the more expensive tickets or something?
What do you mean?
As in, like, they paid for those, so they don't.
To not move them down? I don't know. It's a good.
But
well, there were so few.
I don't know.
There were so few there that that I don't know who would have been upset, because most of the people who bought the expensive tickets bought the ringside ones.
Right.
So so they didn't move people into ring. The ringside was pretty full. It was like the next wave. They basically where they went wrong with pricing is they did not price the lower bit of the 200 level and those boxes on the sides well, because those should not have been as expensive as fucking ringside. So
No.
because those were like 150 to 195, just like ringside was. I'm like, that makes no sense.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I paid it for Stardom because I'm a mark, I guess. But
That's fucking mental.
But yeah, I mean, the Tokyo Joshi, I went like the $100 one, so it's the next tier up. And I could have just fucking paid the $50 ones and just sat there, apparently. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just money, right? You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
So I tell myself as I'm losing it in the game. But yes, the Tokyo Joshi show itself, the 3-way match, which cage match seems to like the most too. That was my highlight. That was Miyu Yamashita defeating Miyu Watanabe and Mizuki. I thought they did a lot of like creative stuff in that 14-minute 3-way match.
Yep.
Not like a cliche 3-way. Got the big Miyu double body slam, which was awesome. So yeah, that was my notebook match of the show. That went 4 stars on that. I really like Suzume and Sakura Hattori for the Princess title too, the International Princess title. Went like 3 3/4 on that. I was very happy that my girl Suzume retained, even though when she beat Sakura Hattori in Vancouver last week, I was like, oh my god, is she going to lose the belt to her? But no, they were just mixing it up, I guess.
Yeah.
They just had her retain here too. The main event, Yuki Arai and J-Rod only went like 11 minutes. I thought it was good. Just didn't think didn't blow me away or anything, but it was a pretty good little match. Probably like 3 1/4 or something.
Yeah,
and the inspiration against Kyoraku Kiyome, again, wasn't a disaster or anything. Probably like a 3-star match. Helps when you're in there against Misao and Nakajima. But yeah, not really anything bad in the show. A lot of enjoyable stuff. So anything stand out to you at home?
Exactly what you said. The 3-way was the match of the night for me. It's just kind of hard for those 3 to have a bad match, right? They got like so much talent, so yeah.
So now we get to the stuff. Did West Coast go up on YouTube yet? YouTube, yeah, I guess is the first question.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm so upset about it.
Okay. Do you want to like mute yourself and walk away from the microphone so you don't get spoiled, and I can tell you when I'm done talking about it?
I already spoiled myself
okay.
just before this because I knew you were going to talk about it, and I thought it'd be rude to ask for that. So I'm already spoiled now.
I would have done it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. If I knew that, I would have definitely not spoiled myself. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. Let's do it.
So what I'm going to say first of all, and I'm sorry to people at home that these 2 shows did not stream live.
Yeah,
but I got so fucking sick of reading people complaining about it, and I'm like, okay, I understand that it must suck to be at home and hear people raving about these 2 shows and how amazing they were, and how, they, were so great and, you're not getting to see it. First of all, I'm sure the shows are going to be good when you watch them on YouTube, but they're not going to be as good as they were for us. Well, even if they stream live, you would not have liked them to the same degree that we liked them.
Of course not.
I mean, it's just not a thing. Live wrestling is always better, but especially American indie / tiny Joshi promotion in a very small room, of like a packed small room for both shows. I mean, the Marvelous one especially was super packed, but even West Coast was pretty packed. With that atmosphere, with the crowd going crazy the whole time, it's not going to hit the same at home, and the production is not going to be good anyway. It's not going to be great for sure. I don't know what it's going to be like. I shouldn't say good. I mean, production's probably not going to be great anyway. It's just, you're not going to get that same feeling. So yes, it'd be nice if you could have watched it, but it's never going to hit for you like it did hit for us. Like it hit for us in the room.
Yeah.
Like this is a classic. You had to be there. And if you couldn't make it, whether it's a financial thing, whether you're someone overseas just didn't want to come to America, which believe me, I understand, especially right now. Whether you're just about to go on a trip to Japan anyway, so that I mean, you especially have no reasons. Not that I saw you complaining, but you especially have no reasons to feel bad about it. But for people who just, if you just couldn't afford it, I'm very sorry. If you just couldn't afford to make the trip even within America, I'm sorry you couldn't make it. But like, the amount of bitching, I'm like I would hate to be Scott, the West Coast promoter, and listen to this amount of bitching and be like, you know what? Next time, I'm not going to fucking put on these shows at all then. I'm not going to put on this show. I'm not going to fucking fly over half the entire Marvelous roster. Like, if Scott had that reaction for the amount of people who bitched to him on Twitter, like, it's fucking 2026. How could you not be streaming the show live? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sorry, okay? The fucking venue did not have great internet. And if he streamed the show live and the stream did not work, that's another thing he has to deal with during the fucking show. The show already started late. He had to deal with the fact that, like, you know, it's not easy writing a fucking indie pro wrestling show. And believe me, I
heard the promoters were quite stressed during this weekend.
Yeah. I'm like, look, if they decide not to do this shit anymore because they have to listen to you people at home bitch, the show was not streamed live, I can't really blame them. And that'd be a shame because these shows, again, were amazing. Like, some stuff is just not for you. Some stuff is for the people in the room. And, you know, and he basically said that, I think, at one point, and people got really mad. And it's just like, well, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they're putting on shows for the people there. And, you know, it's not that different from Ring of Honor back in the day where the shows are being put on for the people there and then they sold the DVDs after.
Oz Academy, they basically do that.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe this is just a model that people can't deal with now in 2026 when you're used to having everything at your fingertips. But, like, this is a model that's existed for a long time for a fucking reason. So, I don't know. That's my little rant out of the way. Now, of course, having said that, was the show incredible? The show was fucking incredible. I mean, I'm so happy I listened to... I think once they announced the Marvelous people anyway, I would have gone anyway. But, like, I think it was Brady, who's from Voice of Wrestling, who's a big West Coast fan and big U.S. indie person in general, and had said, like, these shows... I think I said something like, you know, I would feel stupid not going to a U.S. indie show during Mania weekend, and he said, this is the one to go to. And boy, was he right. He was not wrong. I mean, the show was incredible. It's one of those things, too, where I watched this and I'm like, the biggest compliment I can give them probably is this show felt the closest to being in like peak Ring of Honor. Because obviously I was at all those peak Ring of Honor shows.
Which is a huge compliment.
In the mid-2000s, in the Northeast. And this show is the closest I felt to being there. When you get to the combination of, you know, the Japanese wrestlers who were involved, the fact that you had a lot of people on the show who worked a very Japanese style. And I think that makes sense because obviously they have the connection to Marvelous. They apparently run their school in a very Japanese way is what I've heard. Like you can fucking fail their school, I think, which is like not a thing usually in American wrestling. You know, so they run their school in a very similar way is how I understand it. And you can just tell that these people watch their tapes. Like LeBron Cozone and Alpha Zo went out there and just beat the shit out of each other in a very like Puro-coded way.
Cozone's awesome. I haven't seen Alpha Zo though.
They were, oh my God, that match. There was a question I got that was like, what match / wrestlers did you have? I might as well just hear. It was Koss was the person on the Voice Wrestling Discord who asked you. Here's a question. Was there a match wrestler that you had no expectations for going to a show that ended up really impressing you? And Kaze, of course, who we both know, said the same thing. A lot's been talked about female talent. What male talent did impress you to the point you like to see him tour Japan? I mean, the answer is Alpha and Cozone, because I didn't know who they were. I had no clue. I originally wrote down, because I couldn't see the graphic from where I was sitting. I was sitting on the left side of the ring for this one. And pretty far back, because we got there not late, like we got there before the start of the show, but we got there well after doors were oh no, the line, I don't think the line, they hadn't opened the doors yet, but the line was really long when we got there. And because we had gone to dinner at the Wing Mei restaurant in Wynn, which was a great dinner, by the way. Just a really, if you ever want like fancy Chinese food, like really, really fancy, the kind of place where like, you know, if you bring like a little purse or a bag, like my girlfriend did, and they'll give you like a little chair for the bag, like that level of fancy.
Wow.
But it's still not that expensive because for whatever reason, fancy Chinese food is not as expensive as other fancy cuisines. But it's incredible food. I mean, just like some of the greatest Chinese food you can probably have in America. Just really, really, really good. But yeah, so we went to dinner there, and they didn't open until 5:30, and the show was supposed to start at 7. So I knew we were going to get there a little bit late. This show started late though, so we didn't end up missing any of it. But yeah, I mean, by the time we got in there, we were like, I don't know, 3 or 4 rows back on the left side of the ring, facing the stage. So I couldn't really see the screen, so I couldn't see the match graphics. and I could not make out what the ring announcer was saying. So I had no idea who these two men even were when they started fighting. So I wrote down in my notebook for this being a 4-star match, question mark versus question mark, because I had no idea who the two wrestlers were. And I had to get, somebody told me later, obviously it's LeBron, Kozone, and Alpha Zoe. I was like, okay, well, two wrestlers I had no expectations for, didn't know who they were, didn't know anything about them, and they blew me the fuck away with this match. I mean, this match was fucking outstanding. I'm trying to think who else impressed me. Jaya Jewel,
the Gator guy,
the Gator guy. I thought he was pretty good. Trying to think who else, like male wrestlers. Fancy Ryan Clancy, I thought he was good.
He's great.
Yeah, he was impressive. He was also on the Marvelous show, and I thought he was quite good.
I think Titus was on the show, right? Or
yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Titus, you said? Yeah, no, Titus was not, because Titus was over in Japan.
Oh, shit.
Titus was on the Kobashi show.
Oh yeah, he was with Fortune Dream. You're right. Yeah.
There's this big dude, JAC, Jesse Alexander Carter. I guess he looked pretty impressive on the Marvelous show.
I never heard of him.
He just did a lot of suplexes and stuff. Very a style I liked. I thought Vinny Massaro looked good, and I don't really know anything about him
I've never seen him, but I've heard of him.
Besides being a meme guy, but like they had a tough spot on the West Coast show, because him and Thomas Shire were facing for the men's title, and they had to go on after that insane Senka Chris Hero thing I'm going to talk about in a second. Yeah. And the crowd was just fucking spent. And it took them a long time to get into that match, but they got them by the end. They got the crowd back into it by the end, and they had a pretty hard hitting match. I liked it. So, I mean, there were a lot of wrestlers that impressed me on these two shows that I had not heard of. But back on the women's side, Mika Alana had a really, I thought, impressive performance against Aja Kong, and I'm trying to think of who else on this. Well, we'll get to the Marvelous show. We'll do that separately. But yeah, she looked really intimidated when she came out there, and I don't mean that as an insult. Like, she looked like, like, holy fuck, I'm going to wrestle Aja Kong, like that kind of thing. But she managed to hold her own, and just looked really good in there. And yeah, the Johnny Robbie. I mean, obviously Johnny Robbie's everybody's answer. And she was fucking incredible in these two matches. I mean, goes out there. They basically, like, the way they did it. These are two really, really well booked shows too. And she goes out there and has a awesome main event with Mio Momono for the West Coast Pro Women's title. She loses to the Mio Momono, which I did not expect to happen. And Mio beats her. And that match was fucking awesome. It was a 4.25 star match. And Johnny Robbie is like, she's one of these wrestlers who just has it all put together. Like, she has the charisma. She has the ring work. Everything she does looks super clean. I'm like, she's going to get signed by somebody. It's really like a matter of time. I'm just really hoping she goes and does like a fucking full tour of Japan. Like, I would love it if Natsupoi loved her during the match and put her word in with her for Stardom, because I hope she gets a chance to do like a real Japanese tour, because she would fit in really well.
She's only done like Marvelous and Noah, I think so. Yeah.
So I hope she gets to do like full tours over there. She trained in the New Japan LA dojo, which you can just tell that she's done that kind of work, because she looked really, really good. But yeah, they did the title match on the first show, and then she comes back out and teams with Mio Momono on the Marvelous show against Sari and Takumi Iroha. And she was like being very sarcastic the entire time. Like, she was giving her looks. Again, they fun NXT for being so over the top. Here she's giving her like these little looks, like, she's not happy with her, but she never fucking goes over the top with it. They do like a shaky little handshake. And then during the actual match, when Mio was getting her ass kicked at one point, she just yells out, "Come on, champ!" Like, in a very like bitter, like sarcastic way, which is very, very funny.
Not all acting is bad. You can do it well.
Like, you could do it subtly. Like, you could do it in a fucking way. Like, it just doesn't have to be super over the top.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked really, really well there. But yeah, the West Coast show, obviously the thing everybody's talking about is, Senka was supposed to face Danny Luna, and she had to pull out. As it turned out, she revealed on her Twitter that her father died, which, nothing but the best to Danny Luna, obviously. I think I'd seen her wrestle before, actually. So, it was kind I was, wanting to see that match against Senka, but obviously, family, a tragedy like that, just all the best to her. So they announced it's going to be Senka versus X in a 5-minute exhibition. And everybody was thinking maybe it'll be Chigusa. Some people were thinking, I'm trying to think of what else people thought. I don't know. There were names I heard. Chigusa was the big one, obviously being her trainer at Marvelous.
Would have made sense, yeah.
When Chris Hero's music starts playing and he walks out, that was one of those moments that is almost indescribable. Like everybody in the crowd is just like, there is this mixture of shock and like excitement, like that mixture of like, what the fuck are we watching here? It's just like, I don't know, like like that buzz that goes through a crowd when you're seeing something really special. And he gets in the ring, and everybody is like, "This is really happening." Like it's one of those moments where, like, you cannot believe what you're watching. And
was he dressed to wrestle? I heard
he was
Chris
like he
Whitehead
was like very it was like he was like wearing like shorts and like a hoodie, I think, or something.
So did you think he was going to wrestle just as soon as he came out?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And once the music hits, though, he's obviously a mystery opponent, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we thought he was coming out to be the mystery, but like we saw him before the show, you would not think he was there to wrestle, probably.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, so he gets in the ring, and Senka's trying to beat on him. He's just not selling at all. And I don't know. It's like the whole match is kind of a blur. Honestly, like trying to recap it would be really hard. But like, she actually did get him to sell for her a little bit towards the end of the 5 minutes, and the crowd wants the extension. They do another 5 minutes, and Hero does beat her, but he finally gives her like when he fucking takes her head off with like the axe kick, like everybody went completely crazy, and he hits like a pile driver, I think, and beats her. And then afterward, he had been very disrespectful to her during the actual match, but just kind of playing the total heel. But then afterward, he like gets down on his knees and like bows to her, and like she's like crying, and the crowd is just fucking going completely insane, and they embrace and everything. It's just one of those. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it. Honestly, it's just one of those like very emotional wrestling moments, where it's just like, yeah, it's cool. This stuff can still make you feel something. Because obviously we watched so much bad shit. There was apparently a lot of bad shit during WrestleMania weekend, most of which I didn't go to, thankfully. I mean, I'd say that there was one really bad show I went to, the spring break. The second worst show I went to was probably Dragon Gate, and Dragon Gate wasn't that bad. I mean, it was fine.
Can you talk about that? Because I heard a lot of people with this narrative that WrestleMania weekend is dead, but surely it's just you need to go to the right shows, right? You
need to go to the right shows. Well, the narrative for some people at home.
Yeah.
Right? And because they didn't get to go to the two best shows.
And they didn't watch the two good shows.
They didn't watch, and they watched a lot of people watched like really, really bad shows,
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, I don't know. That is the narrative, right? It makes sense that like if you only watch like collective stuff and you only watch like all this other bad stuff that was going on, I get it. But like I went to 7 really good shows. So like, or I went to like, I'd say 5 good shows, 5 quite good shows, 1 show that was fine, and 1 show that was okay, probably.
And 1 incredible match didn't make tape.
And a lot of incredible matches didn't make tape.
Yeah.
But so I had, like I said, 3 dope matches in the show. Chris Hero Senkai I went 4.5 on. Johnny Robbie Mio I went 4 1/4. And Kozone vs. Alpha I went 4 stars on. And yeah, this was just a really, really, really good show. And like the vibes were really good. The other thought I had watching this is I was like, I think I hate American wrestling because I hate American TV wrestling. But when I'm at an American indie show, I'm like, oh yeah, this stuff can be really good.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of matches. Like it's just, here's a bunch of matches in a row. It's not like, here's a match, here's a commercial break, here's 4 promos in a row.
Yeah.
There's people talking and talking and talking. And everything has to have an angle and blah, 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 blah. Like, here's just a bunch of wrestling. Like, okay, American wrestling can be good too, and it's just a bunch of matches. So
yeah, the only US indie I was watching until they closed was DPW because that was just like good wrestling, and Kozona was obviously the star of that promotion, so I knew how good he was. Yeah, you can have good US indie wrestling for sure.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to try to pay more attention to West Coast going forward because there were a lot of good wrestling. There's a lot of good wrestling on the show and on the Marvelous show that with the West Coast people. The Marvelous. So after West Coast, basically, I had GA for both of these. So West Coast, like I said, I was pretty far back. After the West Coast show ended, it started late and ended late, there was already a pretty long line leading up to the doors for West Coast because there were a lot of people going to Marvelous who didn't go to West Coast because the Marvelous show was completely sold out. The Marvelous show, they probably broke the fucking fire code, to be honest. I mean, it was so packed in there. But yeah. So
didn't they tell wrestlers to like get out of the room?
That's what I was about to get to.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we leave the room for West Coast. I didn't talk a lot about the Bazaar Bar yet. The Bazaar Bar was such a fucking cool venue. So it had like a patio area. You basically go up these stairs, and it was in the Arts District of Vegas, which is a very cool area. You go up these stairs. You're on like a patio at first. Then there's like an indoor part with the bar itself. Then an indoor part that I guess is like a dance hall normally, which is where the ring was set up. And it was just a very, very cool, very intimate venue. One of those, Chris Whitehead, obviously friend of the show, and I think he just appeared on your show, right? I haven't listened to it yet, but
yes, we do the Social Suplex newsletter together.
Yeah, and he's been on Omakase before. He made the comparison of it to Shinjuku Face. It reminded him a lot of Shinjuku Face, and I can kind of see it. It's like it has a very similar vibe. Like it's a nightclub type venue. It's much smaller in Shinjuku Face, but it has a very similar venue. So the American Shinjuku Face has been found. It's the Bazaar Bar in Las Vegas. But yeah, so you go out through those doors, and that's where the line was for Marvelous. It's where the bar was too, which they let me keep my tab open between West Coast and Marvelous, which was cool. Because I remember asking them towards the end of West Coast, I'm like, do I have to close my tab if I'm staying here for Marvelous? She was like, no, doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, it was cool. Although I was buying people drinks and stuff, so the tab was way too high. But anyway, at that point, I was still winning money. So at the casino, so I don't know if I would have bought people drinks if I had
spent loosely.
Yeah. But anyway, so I exited out, got in line early enough though that I still got a great seat for Marvelous. Like it was like in the second row, right by the entrance exit, which will come in handy later, directly across from the stage. So I had a much better view of Marvelous than did for West Coast. And the Marvelous show, it had one match that I thought isn't getting nearly enough buzz, which was the main event. I was surprised, like not hearing people put it in their notebook or whatever that were there. I thought this match was incredible. This was my favorite match on the two shows. I went 4.5 on it, which was 4.5 for Johnny Robbie and Miyamoto against Spark Rush. I mean, it's
more than the Chris Hero Senka match.
Yeah, I mean they're the same rating, but I think I like this a little bit more. I mean, it's possible that it won't hit quite as hard for people even at home. Mm-hmm. But like, first of all, like a 10 or 11 minute Joshi tag sprint where they hit each other very hard is basically my favorite type of match in wrestling.
That's my favorite match type as well.
Yes. So they beat the fuck out of each other in this match, especially Sari and Takumi laying into their opponents. And to be right there, at ringside in a tiny venue watching Sari beat the shit out of people is basically what I want to be doing in wrestling. So it was just such a fucking fun time. And, they were beating Johnny Robbie's ass, especially so much that like, I'm sure part of it was selling, but also Johnny Robbie looked like she was just like, what the fuck? Like that was the look on her face about that match.
I mean, they laid that shit in.
Where she was like, looked like she was trying to survive, honestly. Yeah. And, the amount of beating she took in this match, I was like, Johnny Robbie is a much tougher person than I mean, all wrestlers are much tougher than I am, but I would be crying, honestly, if I was taking some of the moves that she was taking from Sari. Sari was fucking beating her ass in the entire match.
And she had just got off a plane hours before it.
Yeah. Just off a plane to go from Korakuen Hall to here from the three-way match at Fortune Dream that's not out yet. Another show didn't air, so I guess everybody can go yell at Kenta Kobashi too, but didn't air live. But yeah, I mean, this is an incredible match. Definitely the highlight of the show for me. The Aja Senka stuff was really, really good.
Hang on, quickly. Spark Rush Tag Team of the Year, right? Can you just say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's them and Knockout Brothers are like 1-2.
Yeah. I would have Spark Rush and then Knockout Brothers too. But
I think I would have Spark Rush 1, Knockout Brothers 2. I mean, Knockout Brothers have been fucking awesome.
They are
Spark
awesome.
Rush has been really, really awesome. So I don't. Yeah. I mean, the AEW people are arguing for the Young Bucks, I think, right?
No. Are they? Okay.
Or FTR. I don't know who the fuck they're arguing for.
Yeah.
There was somebody that they had tagged as Team of the Year. They're like, oh, it's definitely this team. And I was like, well, for me, it's Spark Rush and Knockout Brothers. I don't know what to tell.
And it is, yeah.
But But yeah, Aja versus Senka. I assume you got support on that too.
Yeah.
So Senka beats her, which I spent a lot of time telling people there's no way Senka was winning this match. So it's Aja Kong's first loss to a Japanese wrestler in like 7 years, I think, in a single
It's really big. It's really big.
Yeah. So I couldn't believe she beat her. So Senka beats Aja, and then the moment that match ends, which wasn't as good as the one last year, but it was still really good. So probably like 3.5 or something. And then the moment that match ends, Magenta, who had come out with Aja, hit the ring and attacked Senka. And then Aja stops. Aja's like, "What the fuck are the two of you doing?" So they attack her too, and they start an impromptu tag match, which Senka and Aja gets Magenta. Which I'm like, "Oh, this is why they didn't announce who Magenta was facing. This is awesome." And I was when Magenta hit the ring and just beat up Senka, I was laughing so hard. It was probably like my second favorite moment of Mania weekend after the obviously the Chris Hero Senka stuff, because I love Magenta. People don't know. Like I went in there and I bought their little. I was so excited when they got announced. They got announced pretty last minute. I went and bought their little fucking acrylic standees after the show, which I showed them off to what's her name, to Maria. Maria didn't give a fuck. She just like pointed at her nose and was like, "I don't give a shit." But I showed them. I showed I bought her standee, and
she's a sweetheart. She has a blog in Shupro, and she is really sweet.
Yeah, the match, but if they hit the ring and they attack Senka, I was just like laughing so hard. And then Aja stops and they're just like, we're going to beat you up too. And it turns into an impromptu tag match. And Aja gets her hand raised at the end, which I thought was really funny. Like she is a worker. She's like, I'm going to do a job. Well, guess whose music gets to play at the end, and guess who gets to get the last pinfall. It was very funny. But yeah, just that whole thing was great. I was really into that. Ai-Ho-San versus Miko Alana again was quite fun, and Miko Alana made a good impression. There was a 4-way with all Western women that I thought was quite fun. It was, and I'd never heard of most of these. I mean, I knew Gabby Forza because she's the one who's like dating whichever member of the two Bear. I think Bear Brunson the one that didn't get canceled.
Oh, Bear Brunson's the one is he the one in wrestling?
Yeah, there's two of them. His partner is an actual abuser. So
I don't fucking remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, so I think Bear Brunson. I don't want to say which one is what. This I'm sure is horrible for them, but yes, I'm sure. I think it's Bear Brunson. She's married to the one who's not an abuser. Everybody, I'm sorry.
That's Bear Brunson, I believe.
Yeah. So I knew her. The other three, I don't think I'd ever heard of. So Charity King, Mighty Myra, and then Sweet Caroline, who's like so new that she doesn't even have a cage match profile yet.
She's a West Coast Pro trainee?
I think she's a West Coast Pro trainee, yeah. So Caroline and Myra, I thought were really impressive in this match, like especially for people who are pretty new. I think Myra is also new, but like Myra was playing like heel and managed to do so in a way that was not annoying at all. Which there's a lot of American heels that are quite annoying, but I thought she was a really good heel in this match and just was a lot of fun. And Caroline was just and she's only been wrestling since 2021, so yeah, pretty recent. And Caroline, I thought was really good, just for someone who's only I think a year into her career. I heard, she has like that natural, she has a great look first of all, and she has like the natural charisma. But I thought she was moving around the ring pretty well for someone only a year into her career. So yeah, she stood out. And then Maya World, I thought had a really fun singles match with Sora Ayame, which Maya World I've seen before, but yeah, she looked good there. They had like an 8-man tag, which was like the token men's match on the show, which I love that Marvelous does token men's matches, by the way. Very empowering. But I thought the men's match was fun. There was a guy I'd never seen before. Oh, no, Ryan Clance is one I talked about. I thought he was really good, yeah.
He's done a tour in Japan with Marvelous as well.
Yeah. And, I already talked about Jaya Zhao and JAC. Like, these people in the match were all really good. They also did the thing that Marvelous shows always start with, where all the wrestlers come out at the start of the show, which I love that they did that. And, that it was just such a very, again, add to like the cool vibes of the show, where like everybody's coming out, they announce everybody's name, and they all just kind of like, I don't know, they were all kind of getting down, honestly, to the music. So I thought it was fun. But yeah, it was a very, very.
Which music did they play?
Oh god, it was some 70s song. I can't
remember. She loves her pop music.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the fuck
it was a popular one though, I guess.
It was a popular song. I just can't remember what the fuck it was.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, just a lot of really cool stuff on that show. Just a really, again, a great vibe show with an outstanding main event. So those two shows back to back, about as good of a night as you can have as a wrestling fan in America, I think. I mean, I put those up with a lot of my nights in Japan, honestly. So just really, really, really fun.
Fuck yeah.
Met a ton of people too that I knew at those two shows, people I hadn't seen in years, and people, people I saw pretty recently too, obviously like Chris and, but like people like Rich Craich I hadn't seen in quite a while, and Aaron Taub, and from used to do the Everything Elite podcast, and a few other. I can't start naming people because I'll never stop. But it's just so cool seeing a lot of different people. There was one guy who this used to happen to me a lot more, and I guess now I should get used to this happening again because again I've lost all this weight and I look like I did back in the day. But some guy when was getting a drink walked up to me and was like, "Weren't you in the front row for like every Ring of Honor show back in the day?" And I was like, "Yep, that was me." In the front row of like every Ring of Honor Northeast. He's like, "Oh, I recognize you in my DVDs." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you."
What? That's insane.
But that used to happen to me quite a bit, and now I guess it stopped happening to me because I guess I didn't look like I did back then. Now, when I gained all that weight, but now that I'm back to a much closer weight to what I weighed when I was like 17, 18, 19, I guess now I'm gonna get recognized again. I don't know. But it was very cool. Like he doesn't know my name, doesn't know my podcast or anything. Just knew that I was in the front row of Ring of Honor shows a lot. I was like, "Yep, that is me." I get hit in the face by Samoa Joe, famously, as I've told a million times. But yeah, and then after this show, so I'm like super super hyped up. Still, we get back to the West Coast. I'm definitely not ready to sleep, even though it's like fucking 2 a.m. I go to the $5 craps table, and this is where I have the crap session that basically kept me from losing way more money on this trip, because I get to the table. There's like two people there. There's this old guy in a suit. First, I'm like, why is this old man wearing a suit at this low roller casino? And some other guy. Me and the other guy both roll. We don't really do anything. The other guy leaves. So it's just me and the old guy in the suit. And the old guy in the suit has a fucking monster roll. And then after his roll, he's like, "Give me the dice back." I'm like, "Okay, I'll pass to the old guy." And he actually has a second monster roll back to back, which never happens. And I won like $800 on his rolls. So,
oh fuck,
hell, fucking yeah. I mean, I ended up coming home. It's hard for me to know exactly how much I came down because I also spent a bunch of money on cash on like wrestler merch and meet and greets and stuff, especially at Marvelous. But I think I lost about $400 on the whole 5 days. But obviously, if I didn't win the 800, I would have come back down. I would have either run out of money or because I brought like 1,000, I want to say. So I would either run out of money, had to go to the ATM, or just run out of money and just been done gambling. I guess I don't know. But considering my friend who I was there with lost I think 1,300 and was there one less day than me, playing very similar games, I was definitely happy to. It's one of these things where you tell a non-gambler I lost $400 and they're like, "Wow, that's rough." But if you come with $1,000 bankroll and you lose 400, to a gambler that doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like I got 5 days. I got 5 days of entertainment. I didn't lose my whole bankroll. I only spent the 400. I came home with I think I actually came home with like 400 or 500 in my wallet again because I spent a bunch of money on other stuff. But I came home with money in my wallet. I'm not really upset about that.
You're paying for the entertainment.
Paying for the entertainment, exactly. Since you don't know how much the entertainment is going to cost you. It could win you money.
A variable amount.
It's a variable amount. But no, I lost my 400 and I'm pretty happy about it. Oh, so the thing I forgot to mention about the Marvelous thing. So after the Marvelous show, again, I was sitting at the second row right by the door. So I get up out of my seat. I walk over to where they had a few merch tables set up in the lobby. And I'm looking to see if there's any Marvelous merch. And I see an empty table. And all of a sudden, Sora Ayame runs up and starts fucking unpacking this duffel bag as quickly as you've ever seen a human being unpack anything. I mean, she is fucking like going so just like pulling these acrylic stands and towels and shit and shirts and just fucking dumping on this table as fast as she possibly can. So I just stand there. I'm like, okay, clearly I'm going to be able to buy something at some point. So I end up being right at the front of the line. And then Sari and Takumi Aroha come out and this becomes the fucking Spark Rush meet and greet. And I'm at the very front. So I'm like, oh, this really worked out. So yeah, I paid Sari I think $20 or something to get her autograph and tell her that she was the best wrestler in the world. Not that I really care about her autographs, mostly just so I could tell her that. Because again, You're not really, I feel really stupid. And again, people should never do this. Do not go to a meet and greet and not spend money just to talk to them. Because they're there for you to pay them money to make
I mean,
money.
what? Do people do that?
I've seen people do it over and over again.
That's fucking crazy.
They're like, oh, I want to tell you how great you are. I'm like, they don't. If you're paying money, that's one thing. You're not supposed to go to a meet and greet and just fucking try to talk to them without paying the money. You're supposed to pay them the fucking money and then fucking, tell them whatever you want to tell them. But yeah, by the time I like 15 minutes have passed maybe between when I got to the table and when they actually started doing anything. And by the time that happened, the line was all the way out the door onto the balcony, the patio area, like all the way out in the patio. So probably of the people at Marvelous, maybe like 100 to 125 probably stayed and went for the line.
Chris said it was maybe 90% of the people.
It was a lot of people. It was a lot of people. And on the way out, because we had to wait for the Uber, there was like a giant windstorm or whatever. So we were waiting inside. We saw like the ATM there because they only took cash. The ATM soon got a line because people who are not gamblers like I am, who didn't already have cash on them. So, because obviously when I'm not going to casinos or whatever, I never carry cash either. So I get it. But yeah, they had a giant ATM line just to get cash to go, because they were like cash only. And then people were like cash only. I'm like, yeah, they're wrestlers from a tiny Japanese indie who thought they were going to take fucking, no, they don't have a square to take your fucking credit card. But yeah, anyway, that was, so the Marvelous meet and greet stuff, that was really cool. And I saw a bunch of the West Coast wrestlers like waiting and arguing about where they were going to go after the show, which I thought was funny. I think it might have been, I'm trying to think who it was. I shouldn't say it was anyway, just in case. But like one of the women turned to the men. They're like, if you guys don't want to go out, just tell me now. But I want to go out. And it was like a big thing. And you're like, are they going to go out or not? I thought it was a funny little thing. The other thing too, when I talked about this on a tweet I made actually, because the people didn't see, the WWE wrestlers got fucking harassed constantly that weekend. And the dipshits at fucking TKO, or the cheapskate dipshits, put them up in the fucking MGM Grand, which is not a very expensive hotel. So a lot of fans stood there. We're staying there, first of all. It's, I think, the biggest hotel in Las Vegas. So again, a lot of fans are staying there. And like, it has one of the longer, I saw the Orange Press guy point this out. It has one of the longest walks from the front door to the elevators of any hotel. It's like probably the worst possible hotel you could pick to put up a bunch of WWE wrestlers. So they were getting harassed constantly. They were getting harassed in the lobby. They were getting harassed in the bathrooms. I saw Booker T say, just harassed and harassed and harassed. Meanwhile, I saw tons of wrestlers, unbooked wrestlers on different shows, and nobody bothered them. I'm not even just talking about like indie people. Like I saw like Yuji Nagata and Zack Sabre Jr. Apparently Io Sky was at the spring break show. They were just chilling there watching. Nobody fucking went up to them. Most people, someone would say hi or something. Nobody fucking shoved a phone in their face or demanded autographs like the WWE people were doing. It's wrestling fans are one thing and WWE and Fed stands are another. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like the fucking demented Fed stands are not that all WWE fans are like that, obviously, but the truly like demented fucking Fed stands are they're a different fucking breed. From
Problem is, there's a lot of them. It's not like a small segment of the fan base.
So yeah, just everybody else can get, like the WrestleCon people could walk around the WrestleCon hotel and not get bothered. It was just the fucking WWE people who were getting bothered everywhere apparently. So a lot of these Fed stands act like they never left their house basically. So just very, very annoying stuff. A question, I guess, before I move on out of Marvelous. Joe Gagney actually asked me on Blue Scout to ask for questions. He said, does Dragon Gate or Marvelous running shows in America mean anything to their Japanese fans? Is it ultimately worth it for these groups to run these shows WrestleMania weekend? For the Marvelous, it means a lot. I mean, I saw a ton of tweets, following like the Marvelous wrestlers of people replying and being super excited that like Senka was in Wrestling in America and, this person's wrestling. Like they get excited about it. I don't know if it means as much to Dragon Gate fans anymore. I didn't really see as much of that.
I'd be surprised if they even knew it happened.
It's kind of old news to them, right? Because they've had Dragon Gate USA for like 15. They had it back all the way back in like 2008. For the Marvelous fans, I felt like it meant a lot. Like the Marvelous fans were really, really into it. The Dragon Gate fans, I didn't see a lot. But Dragon Gate, the vibes are not very good at Dragon Gate right now, as people probably know. I mean, between the Dragon Dia leaving and, the show's really not being very good this year. And I don't know, just the Dragon Gate fans, have bigger problems than what they're doing in America, probably. And you know, and on top of that, Dragon Gate runs its own shows. Dragon Gate ran shows simultaneously, which you know. Marvelous did not, obviously, considering their whole roster was there. So just different. Like the Marvelous thing was much more you could follow along with it because it was like the only Marvelous wrestling happening, right? So
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think the Stardom fans cared more too. Tokyo Joshi to a degree too, but for sure they had their own show too actually back in Japan to go to. But the Stardom fans seemed to be pretty into seeing the Stardom wrestlers over in America, but. It's also different vibes, right? Like the Joshi wrestlers like post all these like cute selfies and stuff of themselves, you know, what they're eating and drinking and where they're going. And it's just a different thing than Dragon Gate, where Dragon Gate's, you know, I guess it's kind of It's kind of like male Joshi in some ways, or it used to be, but you know, not the same vibes. I don't know. Would you say anything different?
No. I don't know how much it matters to the Stardom Japanese fans. I don't know how much coverage it gets compared to.
I saw a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was looking when I was looking at the Stardom fans I followed were pretty excited to see like Poi wrestling and over here, and you know they were into it. But
yeah, I think you're right about the Marvelous one. Obviously, also Senka pinning Aja Kong. Like every Japanese fan knows that's like a big deal. So
yeah. Let me see what else. Anything else about Marvelous or West Coast before I move on? I guess not. Just incredible shows. I mean, they're just very, very. I mean, again, those are the two shows I was most excited for. You know, based on the cards, and they sure fucking delivered. Basically, I mean, can't really put them over enough as far as being two outstanding shows that I greatly enjoyed. So yeah, these shows were so great that I'm like, when the promoter Scott was talking about like doing it in San Francisco next year, maybe instead, if there's no, obviously if Mania is going to be over in, Saudi Arabia, I mean, I might just go, honestly, because it was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next day, Friday, started out with the action show at Bazaar Bar, back at the Bazaar Bar. Now I got here late and left early, so I did not see all of this show. Just really kind of was in like I don't know, just kind of was not in the mood to watch a whole show again. Just after all the 3 shows on Thursday, but and I was like pretty, I don't know, I want to say hungover. Well, okay, we had to move hotels on Friday first of all, so it was like a lot of chaos in that manner. So we had to check out at Gold Coast, move over to the Bellagio, which is a huge upgrade on the Gold Coast from a local hotel to.
You love moving hotels, huh?
Yeah, well, so Nicole really wanted to stay at the Bellagio, and it's not like we didn't want to spend it for 4 nights. Basically, it was like it was like I think pricey. I think with everything included, it was like $320 or something, maybe $360. I don't know. It was not like it was like incredibly expensive, but it was definitely pricier. So especially split 3 ways, because we had our friend Quinlan with us too. It wasn't that bad, but we didn't want to do it for 4 nights, especially pricier than Gold Coast, which Gold Coast was free. So definitely pricier than Gold Coast. But yeah, Gold Coast was a comp room. But yeah, Bellagio. So we did the 2 nights at the comp Gold Coast, and then we moved to Bellagio. We let them talk us into a fountain view upgrade when we checked in. But whatever, it was worth it. The fountains looked amazing from the famous Bellagio fountain shows from the windows. But yeah, we were like all the way up on the 35th floor, so it was great, just a great view. But yeah, so we had to have the chaos of having to move hotels, and then went to action late. We got there right as Darian Bengston, am I saying that correctly? Benston? Darian Benston, right? I think.
Is it Bengston?
Bankston, is that what it is? Okay, he's the action champion.
Yeah.
I'd never seen or heard of him before this show. He defended against Timothy Thatcher. I thought that match was really good. He's another guy that I kind of would want to see more from. I thought Darian looked really good there. So definitely, a really cool, like, technical wrestling match like you'd expect. So did like it quite a lot. Then we basically got there just in time for the match we actually came for, which was the 6-man. I did not expect them to put this on so early. So we saw the 6-man tag, which was Minoru Suzuki, Fuminori Abe, and Adam Priest, defeating Zack Sabre Jr., Jonathan Gresham, and Eric Stevens in 2036. Besides the Gresham weirdness again, and this like ended on like a weird ref stoppage finish where Gresham like just couldn't continue. I was like, okay, I don't think that's a real injury. It's just Gresham being weird again. The match was still awesome. It was a 4-star match. Just seeing Zack Sabre Jr. in the fucking Bizarre Bar in front of 150 people after the last time I saw him live was the main event of New Year Dash in like in front of like 3,000 at Odaward Gym in the IWGP Tag Title main event, which is very, very surreal. So just really, really cool. And yeah, it was a real party match. It was a lot of fun. Everybody did some cool stuff. And when Zack Sabre Jr.'s song started buffering for the match started, that was so fucking funny. So, because I guess they downloaded a video of his entrance video like hastily because he got added to the show 2 days before, and the download did not work. Like we could see it not work when he loaded it up. It's like some error in VLC. So he goes to YouTube. He has trouble loading it first. Then it comes on. Then it starts buffering like 2 seconds in the song. When it started buffering, everybody fucking cackled. Zach comes out. He hugs the promoter, I think, and basically is like, "It's okay." And yeah, the song did play.
What was the name of the show? Wasn't it We Gambled Away the Budget?
We Gambled Away the Graphics Budget, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was, but yeah, so that match was great. And I think I left after Tim Bobsey and Danny Jones, I think, which I remember being fine. But yeah, I didn't see the last 3 matches. So just kind of wanted to get back to the casino and see my girlfriend and stuff. I mean, she was already kind of annoyed that we added this show and made Friday a 3-show day too. So I didn't want to leave her there too long, because she did go to, I should mention, she went to a few shows with me. She went to West Coast, which was a last minute decision. She just decided to stay with me after the dinner. She did go home before Marvelous though. And she went to Stardom, which is the next show we're going to get to. And she went to Spark. Those are the 3 she went to. Stardom was later that day at 3:00, back at the Pearl Theater at the Palms. I thought it was a good show. I assume you saw it?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, I thought it was maybe standard Stardom, well, maybe just below standard Stardom house show quality in Japan, but not bad.
It was a lot of outsiders, obviously, and even more than planned because we lost 3 Stardom wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not really their fault. It was Maki Ito, Fuwa-chan, who was still there but just couldn't wrestle, and who the fuck was the third?
She was there. Oh yeah, she traveled. I remember seeing this recently.
Who was the third one? There was a third one we lost.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just remember Maki Richard as well.
Was it Koguma?
No.
I don't.
Fuck, do I have this written down?
Yeah. I don't remember who the third one was. It was definitely.
Nope, I don't have it written down either.
Okay. But there was someone could tell us in the Discord after. But yeah, Maki Ito sucked because I would have loved to see her after she's been on such a great run in Stardom. I've seen her live before though. So I mean, I've seen almost everybody live at this point, honestly. So I mean, it's but yeah, I mean the show, the highlight match for sure is Athena versus Reina. I thought. I mean, I went 4 stars on that. That was my one notebook match from the show.
That was my match on that as well. Yeah.
Thought they worked really well together in the 13 minutes they had. But yeah, for a show with so many outsiders, I thought it still felt like a Stardom show. It was the combination of I think it was the combo of they played a lot of Stardom footage before the show and during intermission. They advertised All-Star Grand.
That intermission was awesome.
It felt. What'd you say?
That intermission was awesome. As in, they played a whole recap of the Sayaka Saya feud.
Oh yeah.
With
they had subtitles. Yeah. Which we saw that before the show actually too. So I didn't. Right. So I had to run to the bathroom and get another drink, and so I was also pretty lit for this show, so that probably also helped it. I was so drunk by the end of it that JP tried to introduce himself to me from the Discord, and I just couldn't process it really that well. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that kind of drunk because I had been drinking between Action and Stardom.
I thought you don't get drunk.
What the hell are you talking about? I get
drunk. I mean, we went karaoke and you were stone face after many lemon sours.
Oh, I can get drunk. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I guess I just probably that night I was still probably sort of drunk. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. I probably ate a bunch before that too, which I did not eat anything yet on this day, so that's probably the other part of it too. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't fucking falling over, but I was lit. I was feeling good,
Yeah.
Anyway, so but yeah, so that probably also helped my enjoyment of the show versus Dragon Gate, because Dragon Gate I was not drunk at all. But yeah, I've been drinking in between too, as well, in between Action and Stardom at the casino. But yeah, the crowd was much larger than Tokyo Joshi, so they filled up the building here much better. There were quite a lot of AEW fans, which is a little annoying, to be honest. I mean, the AEW fans who were like cheering for the AEW people and like booing the Stardom people. I'm like, you're not an AEW show. Go the fuck home. I would say it was like, they were still obviously outnumbered by the Stardom people. I'd say it was like 70-30, but even having that many AEW fans there was kind of annoying. Especially since a lot of them were like really like assholes about it on Twitter. They were like, yeah, there's so many old men at Stardom. I'm like, okay. How many men over 40? Yeah, they were like, apparently they think it's like all this whole thing among a certain type of AEW fan that thinks, like, I guess they just think every male person should kill themselves after 40. They turn 40 and not go to wrestling. I don't know. It's very like, because it's not like anyone was being creepy or anything. I did not hear a single creepy comment. Maybe one actually, but I'm trying to think what was it? Was something like somebody said something like Rena could beat me up any day or something, which is like, not great. But you didn't. He wasn't asking her to like spit on him at least or fuck him or whatever. So it could have been worse. But that might have been the comment that someone was talking about. But again, considering the shit that people tweet and say about women at American shows, they don't have a lot of room to talk. I don't think I've ever seen anyone be as horny for any Stardom wrestler on Twitter as people were being horny for fucking Nick Wayne's mom when she had her boobs out in that one Dynamite. So
did you see a picture with a fan kissing Megan Bayne at a meet and greet?
Oh my god!
It was I can't get that image out of my head. Fucking just disgusting.
The American fans are, and someone apparently grabbed. I don't remember what the American wrestler was. It was some former WWE wrestler, like grabbed her ass at a meet and greet, and like she like filmed the guy. And like, I mean, like, yeah, like you guys, when you talk about Joshi fans are creeps, I'm like, I kind of think American women's wrestling fans are much bigger creeps, to be honest. I mean, Asuka's getting fucking stalked at her home by WWE fans, not by Joshi fans. So,
Liv Morgan as well.
Liv Morgan as well. I mean, the fucking American wrestling fans are much bigger creeps and don't. And I think I shouldn't say they don't get hate for it. They do get plenty of hate for it, especially the Diva Stan types. But anyway, the Athena Arena match was awesome. The AEW fans were kind of annoying. But other than that, I thought that the atmosphere was really good. The crowd was into everything. And so Taro Okada comes down to the ring and gives his little speech, like thanking everybody for coming. I should have seen this coming, but I didn't. When Thekla's music hit, I fucking cackled. I was like, okay, this is how you use an AEW wrestler appearance. It's like you use it for a continuous storyline that started in Stardom. Because obviously, me sitting there, I don't give a fuck about AEW. I don't watch it. I don't give a shit. But you're using an AEW wrestler to continue a Stardom storyline that started in Stardom, a very funny storyline that I always enjoyed. And that was the way to use AEW wrestlers on the Stardom show. So I cackled when Thekla came out. And, Thekla was really, really funny. I think she said something like, if I ever see you in my territory again, I'm going to kick your ass. And she's like, but while I'm here, I might as well do it now. It was very, very funny.
She's a great promo. She's actually
Taro. I don't know if you could see this at home, by the way, but Taro, when Thekla's music first hit, he turns to the fucking stage and he gives like a "What's up?" Then go ahead, whatever. And Thekla comes out of the crowd from behind and just beats his ass. It was so fucking funny. Oh, it was such a great moment. But yeah, up there, my top 5 moments, I think. Which I think I gave the whole top 5 on Twitter. What did I say? Number 1 was Chris Hero and Senka. Number 2 was Marvelous hitting the ring, or I'm not Marvelous, Magenta hitting the ring, and attacking Senka and Aja. And just that match in general too, because obviously Aja beating Senka too. Number 3 might be the only one I don't remember, which I'm trying to find the tweet now. Yes, number 3 was meeting Azumi and getting Telly stepped on my foot really hard to Juku face, which I talked about already. Number 4 was the $5 craps, winning $800 with the old guy in the suit. And then number 5 was Thekla. coming out and doing while Tara was doing the generic "Thank you all for coming" promo. So some really great moments during that weekend. But yeah, Stardom show was good. Enjoyed, and pretty much all the matches I thought were good. It's not like anything was bad either. Even, I mean, the main event I wasn't excited for it on paper, but I thought it was good. Probably like a 3.5 star match.
Holly did way better than I thought.
Yeah, she didn't look lost in there really, so it was good. It was just great. Obviously, just great seeing Azumi and May and Starlight Kid and stuff. So, they are very fast.
Starlight Kid's really over in America. This was. I mean, she only does these Las Vegas, these WrestleMania weekend ones, right? Like, Zumi's obviously being on AEW TV, so I get why she's so over. But yeah, Starlight Kid's really popular.
Yeah, everybody's doing the SLK.
Yeah.
SLK. Exactly. Yeah, so everyone was very into her. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think who else was over. I mean, Mina was obviously over from AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, Ploy was pretty over. Not Starlight Kid over, but the crowd liked her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool, though. All right, so then the last show I went to on Friday was fucking Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this was one of the worst shows I've ever been to. And again, I didn't even see the match that everybody said was truly horrible. So it opens up with that grab the brass ring, doors, ladders, and chairs match with like fucking 10 people in it. By far the best thing on the show. I mean, it was just a bunch of people doing spots for almost 22 minutes, but the crowd was so into it. The crowd loved the fucking match. And, they were just going crazy for everything. The top rope. Did you see the show, by the way? I assume not.
I did not see anything from the show, and I do not want to see it.
You're a very smart man. But yeah, the top rope breaks maybe a few minutes in the match. They had to all kind of like just work around having no top rope, which was very GCW, obviously. And it just, it was definitely very enjoyable. Haven't watched them, having to fuck around basically and not avoid like killing themselves with this top rope. It added to the sense of risk or whatever. So yeah, the opener is definitely the best thing on the show. Not even close. Unfortunately, it also killed the crowd for the next match, which was the Rascals against Marcus Mathers and Busted in the Brain. Which that match was fine. I think it's even overrated on Cage Match at like a 6.98, but like the crowd didn't give a single fuck. And we're like 16, like everything on the show was too long. This match did not need to be 16 minutes. And, the crowd didn't give a single fuck about it. So that did not help. Then they had the GCW World title match, Atticus Kogar against Hayabusa. You have the new Hayabusa. You bring him over and you have him face fucking Atticus Kogar. Like, what the fuck? Like, this match was so... I don't know if I've ever even seen Atticus Kogar, honestly. He might have been on the GCW show I went to in 2021. I can't remember. That was the Homicide Minoru Suzuki show in Brooklyn. That's the only GCW show I've ever been to, I think. And the only GCW show I ever saw, period, I think, before this. But, everybody told me he was bad, and boy, was he bad. I mean, if you want to see a guy walk around a ring and set up furniture... He is the wrestler for you, because that's all he does is set up tables and set up chairs and set up tables and set up chairs. I mean, he just does absolutely nothing otherwise. He almost killed himself, fucking died doing a moonsault onto like a whole set of chairs. It looked like he fucking died from there. And yeah, Hayabusa would do some spots and Atticus Kogar would set up some furniture. I mean, it says this match went 14:44, and that sounds like a lie, honestly. It sounds like 14 hours and 44 minutes because it just felt like it would never end. But yeah, just a horrible match. Jack Perry and Marco Stunt against the former Fuego del Sol, KJ Orso, and the very, very fat Sam Stackhouse, which, God bless him. I don't know what he weighs, but like, I mean, I'm not, he says, it's okay. It says he weighs 340. There is no fucking way this man weighs 340 because I used to weigh, like I said, like 320 or 330. I did not look like anything like this.
He looks 400 plus.
He has to be 400 plus. So, yeah, he's really, really, really large man. Now, the worst thing about this match by far was there's this one fan who I was standing right next to, because this was standing room only, obviously. It was like they claimed 2,000 fans. It looked really, really packed in there.
2,000?
2,000 is what they claimed. It did look really, really packed.
Fucking hell.
A lot of people want to go to this piece of shit. Don't ask me why. Oh my, what the fuck? Why does the next match have an 8.19? Anyway.
I don't even know what it is. I'm excited now.
The Sandman and the Invisible Man?
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Why does this have an 8.19? Anyway, yeah, Jack Perry and Marco Sant, KG Orso, and Sam Stackhouse, probably the second best thing on the show, which is really not saying much. It did not deserve a 6.59. It was okay. It was like a 2.5 star match, probably. But the worst part was this fan standing right next to me. He said, and I'm quoting here, Sam Stackhouse, now that's a man, except in like, that's a man. He must have said this at least 30 times, and I'm not exaggerating, during this 16-minute match. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. If I am, only a little bit. He said it over and over and over and over and over. Finally, at one point, he just said, "That's a man." When he did, I'm like, "Oh, we've established the topic of your sentence. Thank you. We can know what we can drop the Sam Stackhouse part like we're speaking Japanese." It's like, what the fuck? Like, why did he keep fucking saying like over and over and over and over again? So yes, that made this match unwatchable for me, having to hear that man. Like at one point, I finally was like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And he ignored me. But I was just like, I couldn't take it anymore. And somebody else, I think, also said like basically shut the fuck up. He just ignored us both. So I just really, really, really fucking annoying. Just the most. I mean,
that's a man.
Now that's a man. Now again, you're always going to get one really annoying American wrestling fan at American wrestling shows. Maybe I should like take it as he's not the most annoying fan I've sat next to, because he only did it for one match. First of all, he didn't do anything annoying for any other matches. So I've been near people who have been annoying the entire show many times at American wrestling shows. So the next match was the Invisible Man defeating the Sandman in 2046. This started funny.
Is this like the DDT gimmick, or
yeah, where you wrestle an invisible person? Yeah, you wrestle yourself.
I mean, once you see Kazuki Hirata do it, it's like everything else is ruined when you see his gimmick.
Well, you mean Hirata wrestling? I don't think they don't do. They do the Invisible Man too.
Kazuki Hirata's done it, yeah.
Oh, you're right. But I'm trying to think.
It was amazing. Yeah.
This started like in Chikara, I thought.
Oh, okay. I've seen it in DDT, so I don't know.
Maybe I could be wrong, but I thought it started in Chikara. I don't know. But actually, well, does the Invisible Man have a cage match profile? He doesn't, unfortunately. It started out kind of funny for the first few minutes. Then it just turned into 7 trillion people running in, none of whom I knew, almost none of whom I knew, just doing basically, I guess, one big inside joke. It just went on and on and on and on. Again, almost 21 minutes of this. I was just like, can this fucking thing be over finally? Now, it did end with Mick Foley coming out, which was legitimately cool. But it just, I don't know, it just went on fucking forever. It just was not, most of it was not funny. The very, very start of it was funny. Most of it was not. So, I mean, I did find it funny that the porn star he came out with turned on him, because the Sandman got turned on by a lot of women back in the day in GCW. So. But yeah, I mean the ECW, I mean. But yeah, then I left. Then I was like, I'm done with this fucking show. So I didn't see Effie versus Alley Catch, which went 25-48. Jesus fucking Christ. And I heard...
It's actually amazing you thought this was one of the worst shows you've ever been to, and you did not see that match.
Yeah.
That is funny to me.
It's just a really... I mean, look, it's just... I don't know. It just wasn't... There's nothing here I liked. So... I mean, just a lot of nothing I really liked besides the opener, maybe. Just a lot. Just everything was long. Everything was not very funny. Not good. But yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see Megan Bain and Nick Gage against Vance Warner and Steph DeLander. I didn't see Brody Lee Jr. against Joey Janela, which I heard some people really liked, but Joe Lanza sure didn't like it on the flagship review. I will say that.
Yeah, I heard.
But yeah, I don't know. GCW is not really for me. It's not really like I like Japanese wackiness. I like DDT. But the American version of it somehow doesn't really work for me. Just comes off very low rent in a way DDT almost never does to me. DDT comes off like charming in a way GCW never does. So, or didn't on this night at least. So, there's my spring break review, I guess. Saturday I did see some of WrestleMania, so I went to the Figure 4 watch party thing that they have every year. So my friend Quentin really wanted to go to it. So I was like, okay, I don't really care. I have nothing to do on Saturday anyway. So people have never been to this thing. The way it works, you buy a ticket, like through an actual Eventbrite platform, but it's really just you're going to a suite to sit there and watch it, basically. So, or stand there, because we got there pretty late. So we arrived pretty late. We went to we were at the casino gambling. I don't know, and I didn't really care, and Quinn apparently didn't really care either. So I got seeing the start of WrestleMania. So we got there kind of late. They said to bring your own drinks, so we brought our own drinks. As it turned out, people brought so many drinks we didn't need to, but I brought some Sun Cruisers. This is the other day that I was very fucked up by the end of the show. So, but yeah, so we went to the Cosmopolitan, which is one of the nicer hotels in the Strip. You basically had to text Tony, who is people who have listened to Figure 4 Audio will know who that is. He's like Brian Alvarez's brother-in-law, and he runs a lot of the website. So you text Tony when you get there. He gave Quinlan a number when Quinlan bought his tickets, and Tony has to come down and bring you up because it's at the suite, and you can't get up through the elevator without the key, because you have to like flash your elevator key, like as you do at many elevators, many hotels now. So Tony comes down, brings us up. He tells us, at this point it's basically standing room only. I was like, yeah, it's fine. So we basically just stood in the back of the suite and, watched the show with a bunch of people, talked to a whole bunch of different people. I'd say this is actually Chris's question. He said, absolutely want to get a take on the vibes at the Figure 4 watch party. It was interesting. I mean, there was a lot of people who were there, a lot of people who clearly knew each other because they go every year. So in that way, it kind of felt like a club that we weren't really in. There were some people talking to us, although a lot of people were just kind of interested in watching the show. There were a bunch of people there watching the show very intently, and they were like clapping for some of the matches, so they were clearly WWE fans. Dave Meltzer was sitting like in a corner of the room, watching very intently with the laptop open to take notes. I never like met him. I never walked up and said hi or whatever. I just nobody was talking to him really, and the idea was clearly you leave Dave alone, basically. Maybe he says hi to people before or after the show, I don't know. But I wasn't there before, and we left pretty quick after because we had dinner reservations. But yeah, I spent most of the show honestly talking to Tony, the Brian Everett's brother-in-law, because Tony doesn't give a fuck about the WrestleMania or WWE, and honestly neither did I really. So like, I spent a lot of time either talking to him in the room or out on the balcony, because the Cosmopolitan suite has like a big wraparound balcony, which the balcony like overlooks the pool. Which honestly, watching the pool party and watching everybody like dance and listen to the music out there was cooler than watching WrestleMania to me. So I probably missed like half the show, probably more than half the show actually. Like I didn't see any of the main event, and I didn't see a lot of other matches. I spent a lot of the show, out on the balcony with Tony and just hanging out. And we were talking to this one guy who is a probation officer, who was telling us some crazy stories about some of his like child porn people and shit. Like I was like, okay,
God damn.
Yeah, like he's just telling us about like people getting. I think he was telling us. Actually, okay, this is the crazy part. He knew something about Duke the Dumpster Drossy getting arrested for child porn. I guess that happened in his area or something. So that's what he was telling us about. So because that's a WWF wrestler from the 90s. People don't know the name. But apparently he was telling us that Duke Drossy apparently is not even a pedophile. He apparently just, I don't know, great subject there. But anyway, he was telling us basically he's a drug addict, not a pedophile, but the child porn is now currency to get drugs, basically.
What?
So that's what he was explaining to us. So
I did not need to know that. Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was like he's like, oh, now he's gonna get, he's gonna get in trouble in jail, because obviously the people get arrested for child porn get in a lot of trouble, but he's not even a pedophile as far as I understand it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, anyway, good. I guess he shouldn't have trafficked in child porn, whether he was doing it for his own enjoyment or not. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're hearing about that, and then at that point, I'm trying to think what else we were talking about. Oh, I was telling him about my job, because I work for the Authors Guild. People don't know what that is. It's like, it's like a union for authors. And I was telling him about the Anthropic lawsuit and stuff. And because I know Brian Alvarez has written a bunch of books, and I was telling him, I was asking basically, did he go get his part of the Anthropic lawsuit yet? The Anthropic settlement. And I've explained to him how he could do that. So that's why Tony was in.
Did they get a lot? The authors? I don't know what the settlement was.
I think it's $3,000 per book.
Oh, okay.
I think, as long as your book was registered and using the data set. So yeah, I was trying to explain to him how he can like get the stuff, which he was very interested in that topic, obviously, because I assume he thinks Brian will give him a cut, probably. But
did you discuss the AI usage of news articles?
I don't think.
And
I don't
SEO
know if we did.
optimization of F4Wonline.com.
No, we didn't talk about. I don't think we talked about that. No.
I'm joking.
But yeah, but no, we were talking about all sorts. The only thing we were talking about was Japan travel because he got approached by a one of those Japanese travel packages or whatever, like one of those that sell the package tours.
Yeah.
About trying to set up a tour with Dave specifically, where they can charge more for that, obviously, if Dave is on the tour with them. And I guess they're thinking about doing it. So he was asking. So we were talking about the Japan travel stuff, and I was telling him that basically I would never do that because I think it's kind of a ripoff. But at least as long as you can, like maybe if you were paying to stay with Dave, you know, or like
watch shows with Dave,
watch show with Dave, and
yeah,
like that would make sense to pay the premium. But right now it makes no sense to pay the premium for what you get, which is like, 2 or 3. They take you to like 2 or 3 easily accessible Japanese wrestling spots you do not need someone to give you access to. In other words, like fucking anyone can walk into God, why am I blanking on the name of the steakhouse?
The Rivera one?
Rivera, thank you. Yeah. Anyone can walk into Rivera Steakhouse. Anyone can walk into Minoru Suzuki's fucking closet of a store. These are all places I've been. Anyone can walk into Totokan. These are not hard places to find, not hard places to get to.
I've been to all 3 of those, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a tour guide to take you there. And it's very, like any travel package that does not include airfare for Japan that costs a lot of money, you should be very skeptical about what you're getting because the dollar yen is so good right now, especially that the hotels and the meals are not going to be worth it. So just, my advice, honestly, is do not pay for that shit. Now, if they do put one on with Dave Meltzer, and you want to pay to hang out with Dave Meltzer, that's a different story. But speaking of paying with Dave Meltzer, I can't believe I buried the lead here. So some guy arrived even later than we did, right? And at that point, we're standing next to another man who just got up to get a drink, and the guy who just arrived asked that guy, he's like, "Oh, where are you sitting?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sitting right there next to Dave." He points at the front of the room. And the guy who just arrived is like, "How much is that seat worth to you?" The first guy's like, "What?" And then the second guy pulls out $100 bill. He's like, "I'll give you $100 for that seat." And the first guy's like, "Sure," and takes 100. And the second guy walks over, happily sits down next to Dave Meltzer, and the rest of us just like start laughing back there because we're like, "What? You just paid $100 to sit next to Dave Meltzer for half of WrestleMania?"
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, what a fuck. Like, are you kidding? We're like I don't know. You're that much big of a mark for Dave Meltzer. I mean, look, the watch party, you could argue, well, John, you went to the watch party. I went to the watch party because my friend Quentin wanted to go. And, it was like, it wasn't that expensive. It was like $40, I think. I
thought he didn't want to be bothered.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the guy started trying to talk to Dave, and then you could see that he stopped after a little while because clearly Dave didn't want to talk. And that's what the guy next to me, that's what the guy who sold his seat said, was basically, like, you're not going to be able to talk to Dave anyway. Dave's got to.
And he still paid it.
And he paid it. Yeah. Well, he didn't tell the guy that until after he paid him the 100, which I don't really blame him.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really blame him for not telling him that. But I just could not believe that guy wanted to sit next to Dave Meltzer for half of WrestleMania so bad he paid $100 on top of like the fucking 40 or whatever he paid for the watch party. It was crazy. Now, my second thought was the guy with the seat should have held out. If $100 was his opening offer, he should have been like, "Oh, I don't know," yeah. And he could have gotten him up to $200 or $300 probably. But I just crazy. I think he was so flabbergasted by this request, he just was like, "Yeah, give me the 100." Which I'm sure in this situation I would have done the same thing because it's just like, who expects to be offered $100 for a seat next to Dave Meltzer when you're already in the room with Dave Meltzer anyway? And you really need to be sitting that close to him. It's very weird. But anyway, I doubt that guy's a listener, but if he is, sorry, buddy. Sorry I just buried you for sitting next to Dave Meltzer. But yeah, it did not seem like a very Japanese wrestling fan group. It seemed like a lot of WWE fans, but it, I guess makes sense because the WrestleMania watch party. What I saw of the show itself, I mean, this show got buried online. It was like a 2.81 or whatever on Cage Match right now, and it seems like everybody hated it. I don't know. Maybe I just have no expectations for a WWE show. I really liked Gunther and Seth Rollins. I was like, that match was actually quite fun. So, it had one really good match, And it had the one of the only other matches I watched was Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I thought that was pretty good as far as American Plunder matches go. And that seems to be the two matches everybody agreed were good. But my expectations, I guess, for WWE are so low that to even have two matches I enjoyed, I was like, it wasn't so bad. But again, I blew off a lot of the rest of the show. So, you know.
The main event was one of the worst matches of the year.
Oh, was that bad, really?
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
Did you like the other two I mentioned or no?
Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre was okay. Yeah, it was solid. Yeah.
What about
the other one I didn't care that much for.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I would go like 3 3/4 or something, which is, again, is much higher than I expected to go on any WWE match. So, yeah, but I like Gunther a lot. So, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's not, now, of course, I was drinking a lot. I was having a good time with that. I blew off half the show to go stand on the balcony and, you know, enjoy the view and whatever. And so, like, that watching a WWE show when that's going to happen is, you know, when you're doing through all that, it's not going to be the same experience as just watching a WWE show, obviously. So I had a much better experience than a lot of people watching, just, you know, in their like normally watching, and did all the 10,000 commercials and everything make you want to watch more WWE shows. Of fucking course, sound it didn't. So, you know, I'm definitely not going to start watching them anytime soon. But as far as, like, you know, my personal enjoyment of the day, it could have been a lot worse. You know, that's what I will say. Yeah, and then after that, had a great dinner at Best Friend at Park MGM, which is a Korean. I think it's Roy Choi. Is Roy Cho? I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, but he's like some kind of like famous LA chef, and he has like, it's like Korean food / LA street food is like the idea. And it's like a very cool venue too, where it's you know, they just play like loud music. It's sort of like eating in a club, basically. That's why I like it. So, and it has the DJs are always cool there too. But yeah, definitely enjoyed that meal, as I always do when I go there in Vegas. And then,
what was your favorite meal of the trip? Was it a Chinese place?
The Win Place, China. Yeah, place is amazing. I had 3 real meals, I would say, and that was the best one of the 3. Sunday, we checked out of Bellagio, went to Spark Joshi we checked our bags, went to Spark Joshi at the Luxor. Quinlan had to go home, so it was just me and Nicole. We had tickets to the meet and greet before the show, which is supposed to be at 11, but they did not open doors until like 11:30. As it turns out, not that many people bought meet and greets anyway, so I guess that's why they knew they could open it late, because I was like, the show is never going to start on time. I think it only started 5 minutes late, which honestly was closer on time than a lot of other shows I went to. The meet and greets were cool. I mean, that's what I'd already talked about, meeting Poi and Azumi. I also did Aya Sakura and Rina, but I didn't really say anything interesting to them. I was wearing my Stardom jumpsuit or tracksuit, I should say, which the wrestlers all did. Like almost all the wrestlers commented on that, so they were like, that was kind of cute. And Taro Okada,
I need to buy that when I go.
Taro Okada was running the Rena line, which I thought was funny. It was like the wrestlers running the line. It was like Sumi Sakai was running the lines of like Poi, Aya, Azumi, and Starlight Kid, who were all together in a row, and then Taro was running Rena. I think who else was there? Rena and some other people I didn't get. I can't remember now. Maybe May Sierra and Hazuki, I think. But yeah, so he was running those lines over there. So he commented on my tracksuit right away too, which I thought was funny. He was like, "Oh, thank you for buying the tracksuit." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
What size did you buy?
What?
What size did you buy? I'm thinking what size
It was 2X. Because I thought it would be size 2, like a size up for me, but like honestly, it's pretty loose on me. I probably could have gotten away with the XL. Like if I buy one next year, even if I don't lose that much more weight or anything, I might buy, because they update them every year, I think. So
okay.
So if I buy one next year, I might get the XL next time, because they are pretty loose on me.
How much was it? 20k yen, right?
I want to say like 20k yen, yeah.
Okay,
maybe even 25. I don't think it was cheaper than those jackets, like the wrestler jackets they sell now, like the Sayaka Kurara one. It was cheaper than that.
Oh, like those, bomber jacket, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, meet and greets are cool, and I definitely feel like I picked the right place to do the meet and greet, because it wasn't that busy compared to what I'm sure it was super busy at WrestleCon and, you know, before and after Stardom and stuff. But yeah, so I was happy with my choice to do the meet and greets at Spark. The matches, the show itself, you know, was a lot of like what I expected, like shorter matches, wrestlers who were clearly like, you know, like Azumi Mayseer's tag lane went 7 minutes and 25 seconds, and the Aya Sakura 3-way went 6 minutes, and the 4-way with Starlight Kid and Poi and Maya World and Downey Mo went 10:25. So a lot of shorter matches, but it's just cool seeing Azumi and May like run around in there together, you know. So, also the venue was very cool. So this was at the Luxor esports arena. I forgot what it's called. Probably HyperX Arena. So I was very happy about GA for the show because you had like the rows of seats right around ringside that they charge more money for. The ones on the stage did look really cool because you're level with the ring. But then they had like this whole like restaurant bar area in the back. And we got, since we were there early enough for the meet and greets anyway, we got 2 seats at a fucking table right at the very front of the bar that was like dead level with the ring, like above the actual rows of ringside seats. So like I had a better seat basically than everybody but front row, I think. And I paid GA price. So yeah, if you go to HyperX Arena, unless you're going to get front row, the way to go is GA and just get there early enough to snag one of those tables in the little bar area because it's a great view. There's also a whole second floor too, which was cool. You could go up there too, I guess, and probably have a great view. So yeah, just a very, very cool venue. I think they did like, I would say they only probably did like 300 or 400 fans probably, but you know, Sunday, a lot of people got home by that point.
Not bad.
Yeah. So it was, you know, but the crowd was pretty good. You know, the people that were there were into everything. But yeah, just not a ton that was, you know, it was a lot of like 3.5 star match type stuff. I assume you didn't watch this either. It was on Triller. But
I have not seen any of this show now.
yeah, it's not really worth watching, honestly. It's more like, you know, if you're there in person, I think it's fun, but it's not really anything I'd rush out to watch if you're watching at home. But yeah, I mean, the Stardom Towns didn't really try very hard, like I said, and except Hazuki because she's in the main event, you know, and she wrestled Jada Stone. I thought that was like the match of the night, like 3.5 star type match, but they got like 14 minutes. So, but yeah, you know, good little show, but not anything like blow away. And wow, I've spent 2 hours on WrestleMania week.
I mean, you did.
I guess we talked about other stuff too.
Well,
but,
and also you enjoyed 2 matches so much you want to check out more US Indies. That is a breakthrough moment on Omakase, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I definitely want to watch more West Coast. So
yeah, that is worth covering for sure.
Yeah. So I just feel bad though because you didn't see most of it. So now it's like.
No, I'm good because I love hearing the live experiences. 'Cause obviously, I'm gonna have my live experiences soon. Like that's one of the best parts of wrestling, right? And going out to traveling into these places.
Oh, it was such a great trip.
And you met a lot of people. I think you said right that you hadn't seen in ages.
Tons and tons of people. I had such a great time.
Yeah.
But yeah, after Spark, we checked into Sam's Town, which is this kind of very kitschy off-strip casino. It's like probably 20 minutes away from the strip. But I got like a because again I have the play history of Boyd. They gave me like a giant suite for like $175 for the night. So it was a really, really big suite for that price. So I was pretty happy with it. It had like a spa tub with like with the jets and everything in the middle of the bedroom. So very, very kitschy old Vegas style. And I'd been there once before because New Japan ran a strong show there once, but I had not stayed there. I just remember liking I kind of like that whole like 90s, like early 2000s, like kitschy casino style. So when it came time to pick a place for the last night, I was like, okay, I want to stay here. So, and it has like this whole atrium with like a waterfall and like this, like this, like basically faux nature, I guess I would say. So very, very cool place. Not little, it's a big place actually, but like not a very popular place anymore, I think. So, and it had like the low roller table limits, which was cool. Got to play some more. Lost some money at the end, but what are you going to do? That's why it's called gambling. But yeah, had a good final night, and then checked out Sunday morning and got the flight, which of course was exactly on time. If I could have had a 3.5 hour delay, I would have much rather had it on the way back. But or checked out Monday morning. I made Monday morning. But yeah, went home and then have felt like a zombie ever since because I slept again like 3 or 4 hours every night because it's very hard to both go to 8 wrestling shows and do my normal degenerate Vegas activities. But yeah, I had a really good time. It was my first time in Vegas in like 2 or 3 years. So,
well, do you remember you were dreading it?
Originally I was dreading it, yeah, because I wasn't that into it. But going to all the
thank Quinlan. Thank you, Quinlan.
Thank you. Well, no, it was my idea to move it to WrestleMania weekend.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
but I think it was a lot better than just going to Vegas. To go to Vegas would have been, I think. But yeah, had a really good time, and definitely I would go back if they ever do this again. I would definitely go back to Vegas for WrestleMania weekend. So apparently Vegas paid them $6 million, so I'm sure they probably will do it again at some point. But
jeez,
yeah. All right. Let's get to some Japanese wrestling. Let's do the All-Star Grand Kingdom preview first for Stardom.
Sure.
So there is a Korakuen tomorrow, which will be the day most of you probably hear this by the time this goes up. It'll probably go up on April 23rd. So not worth doing a preview of that, but that does have the Saki Kashima retirement match. So we'll talk about that on the next Omakase. But that has Shuri and Saki against Azumi and Momo Watanabe. Momo making kind of like a one-night return, because I think she says she's not quite ready for a full-time return. So
I think she's not far off, though.
Yeah, probably not far off if she's able to do this match. But that's a really cool retirement match for Saki. And I just think Saki's such a real one for wanting to do a retirement in Korakuen instead of in Yokohama Arena. Like, she's going to do the ceremony at Yoko Ari, but the match at Korakuen. But I'm sure you're bummed you don't get to see a retirement match. But.
Yeah, but, it's okay. Retirement ceremonies are, it's also special, but I kind of respect if she wants to have a last match at Korakuen. It's a legendary venue, right? So it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, but especially for starter wrestlers, they had so many big moments there over the years. So
well, and she's been there for when did she 2011, 2012?
Yeah. But yeah, the All-Star Grand Kingdom card itself. So this is a great question to ask you. First of all, how do you feel about this show? Because I think to most people, it does not look as good as the show last year. I think that's pretty obvious on paper.
Okay, that's a given, because the show last year is literally one of the best cards ever. So you're comparing it to something that's really, really hard to attain every single year. So without that Tam Nakano and Sayaka Mitani build, I think that they've done as good as they possibly can with this card. I really like this card. I'm very high on it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're higher than me. I would say I am more excited than some of the people who are like, oh, it's the worst card ever type of thing.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
But there's some stuff here where I'm like, okay, I can see why people are a little not that into this. Like Suri and Fuwa-chan, I would like to see Suri doing something bigger, even though it's been a well-built feud, but like it does feel a little bit like, okay, that's really all we have for Suri on this show.
But Fuwa-chan's just not like a standard, like, she's obviously like one of the most followed wrestlers on the roster, I guess.
That's true. That is true. And she's really, really good for someone.
She's amazing for her level of experience.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll start with the dark matches. So the first one apparently is going to be Aya Sakura against Kikyo Furusawa. Now Aya and Sayaka Kurara, obviously New Blood Tag Champions. Sayaka's in the main event. Aya's in the dark match.
Yeah.
Well, is that going to play into something?
Yeah, some people have been saying that that's kind of deliberate, because she's also been the most quiet one in like backstage comments when they talk about Sayaka putting Cosmic Angels on the line. So there might be something brewing there.
Is she going to cost her the world title?
That is what some people think. I think there is a possibility of it. I wouldn't say it's going to happen, but it's definitely like non-zero, like plus like 10-20% chance I'd put it at.
The match I'm really excited for of the dark matches, because I just love Ane and Matoya especially, so I'm jealous to see it in person. Akira Kuragane and Ane Kaniya against Matoya Mabe and Kyoko Kitatsu. I like Matoya is so great, Ane is so great, Akira is so great, Kotatsu has really gotten a lot better.
She's improved a lot.
Yeah. I mean, this is like as good of a dark match as you can probably have. Do you know when these dark matches start, by the way? I should make a note for it.
I've got... that's a good idea. I actually don't know what I'm getting to.
Let me see if it says
I should probably think about
that. Okay, it says...
Because I'm doing an Ice Ribbon show just before this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It starts... Okay, the priority entry for Fan Club members is 1:15.
Definitely not
The actual opening of the building is 1:40, and the main tournament starts at 3. It does not say when the pre-show matches start.
It's got to be like,
I assume 2 or 2:15.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them. So, and the third one is the high-speed battle 6-way. Yuna Mizumori, Momo Kogo, Lady C, Tomoka Inaba, Xena, and Tabata. Tabata's still here. Jesus, this girl
she's been here for another month or something, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, she's stinking up all my Diana cards as well.
Yeah.
She's everywhere.
The opener of the main show, apparently, these matches aren't numbered, so I'm not sure, but it's listed first here.
I think it's the opener, yeah.
Is Natsupoi versus Maki Ito, which that feud has been great, and I cannot wait for this match. I think Poi is winning, but honestly, at this point, it wouldn't even shock me if Maki Ito wins. Because Poi has gotten the better of her in this feud. Yeah, Poi's gotten the better of her in this feud throughout.
Exactly. Yeah, and she's been kind of the heel, and Maki Ito's been like the babyface. So this was like a good, like, nice moment to kick off the card. So I kind of think Poi's losing, which is crazy, but
should be a really good match though. I mean, the Maki's been really good in Stardom. So the Gauntlet tag: Saya Ida and B Priestley, Ami Sourei and Hina, Starlight Kid and Mei Sierra, Hazuki and Koguma, FWC obviously. Waka Tsukiyama and Rion, and Rina and Azusa and Naba. Again, the Starlight Kid fans definitely have a reason to complain here that she doesn't have anything bigger to do on
it's pretty
All-Star
bad.
Grand Queendom. But they're gonna be a match here, I guess. Well, I guess this could be for the first title shot against Team Zero Knee Line, but I don't know who would win there. Maybe Rina and Azusa.
Oh, I thought May and Starlight Kid would win this, obviously, because Starlight Kid is such a big star. If she's going to be in a match.
Well, then you do, Neo Gen versus Neo Gen. That'd be
you could have Neo Gen versus Neo Gen, for like Golden Week or whatever.
Yeah. Then you have the future Stardom title, Rana Yagami against Emma Mashima. Emma had a great match at the end of the rookie tournament, and Rana's looked great since she won the title, so it should be really good. No chance Emma wins though.
Zero chance, because I think Rana's not even ready to like leave the future division. I think she still needs to work some stuff out, and that's the best place to do it, like all the previous champions did.
Yeah, I mean she looks so much more like a star now with that new gear too.
Gear looks a lot better, and she has some good moves. She just kind of needs to put it all together, I feel like.
Then the match you mentioned, excuse me for yawning, I'm again slept 8 combined hours.
Yeah, you said you're knackered, yeah.
Suriano versus Fuwa-chan. I think Suri's winning, right? I don't think Fuwa's winning.
I actually think this could go either way. I think this is like the most coin flip one, actually. Yeah, I mean, Saori's been losing quite a bit. They would give Fuwa-chan a big win because she's obviously a star, I guess, outside of wrestling. But yeah, I could also just see them just do that. Okay, Saori's a vet, just beat Fuwa-chan. So
yeah. Then they have the Saki Kashima retirement ceremony, which I'm gonna miss that woman so bad. Why does she have to leave us?
Yeah,
I know she's had a million injuries, but she's so fucking funny. Then the special hardcore tag match: Suzu Suzuki and Rina Mashita versus Maika and Hanako. I talked about this last time, I think on the Korakuen when they announced it. I'm very happy they gave this match something, because before they announced it was actually, because they announced it as just a tag originally, and then they gave it the hardcore step. When it was just a tag, it was like, why is this fucking feud still going, basically? And now at least they're gonna like have a big brawl and use weapons and stuff, and it's something.
Yeah, I hope there's blood.
Hanako has looked a lot better since she's lost the future title too. So
yeah.
So
Hanako's good. I like Hanako.
She no longer looks like she's like crushed by the weight of this belt like she did when she was future champion. Like, I don't know, she just didn't look like she was doing a good job as future champion. And now, I mean, I also just think she's better in tags in general. But
yeah, Mike has had some weird booking, huh? Since returning.
Yeah, I don't.
What's going on there?
Is she getting politicked? It feels like.
If it's either she got injured and something changed, or there's something creative that happened. Because like, if you look at Stardom booking, the way Mike has been booked since the 30th of November is just not the way they book. So that's kind of why I think something happened there.
Yeah, and like I don't know if this is true, but there's all sorts of rumors that like there was a shakedown over who. There was like a backstage struggle over who would be the opponent for Saya in the world in the red belt match for Yoko Ari, and the Saya camp. Basically, the Saya camp wanted Sayaka because they're close.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like and the Micah camp wanted Micah, and the Saya camp won. So.
Yeah, I mean, because like she came back, she said she was going to go for Saya Kamitani. She got a pin over Saya, and then she just completely like dropped that and like, okay, now I'm in the Movida Loca vortex, right, for like 5 months or something. So
yeah, the IWGP Women's Title match: Shuri versus Megan Bayne. A lot of people are way more excited for this than I am. So
me,
yeah,
I'm a big Megan Bayne fan.
Yeah, I'm just like, eh.
There's no storyline here. I just think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no build at all either. Yeah, that doesn't really help.
I mean, there isn't. No.
Yeah, like I feel like there should be something bigger for the IWGP Women's Champion on the biggest show of the year. Then the Goddess of Stardom title match. This is probably my most hyped match, just because unlike the main event, I know I'm not gonna get my heart broken. I mean, I think there's zero chance Zero Knee Line don't win this. So
it would be insane for BMI 2000 to retain it. It would be the craziest shit they've done ever. There's just no way they're retaining.
So at least I know I'm going to see two of my favorite wrestlers in the company win. Yeah. So that's why this is something I'm looking forward to. See Azumi finally win these Goddess belts in the 6th try or something. I think it's something crazy. Remember, I think
they said it during the press conference. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, 6. Yeah,
yeah, it's something like 6, 7. I don't know. It's been a while. I mean, we were both there for one of the, because you were at that show too, or you already go?
Oh no, because that was the 10th of January. I was not at that show. No.
Okay, I was there. You were in Osaka. Yeah, so the Azumi Miyu title challenge, where that match was outstanding, and they got screwed out of the belts, so they're going to finish the story here. And Miyu was just, I talked to her up so many times in recent months, but I think she's like, she's made a huge step forward in the last, pretty much since the 5-star. And it's good to see her push catching up finally, because she deserves it. So
yeah, if people don't believe you about Miyu Misaki, just watch her Cinderella matches as well. Like she's just good now.
She was outstanding with Cinderella. Yeah. So Miyu and Azumi obviously won the tag belts here, I think. Wonder Stardom title again. This would be insane booking if Hanan does not win this belt after getting spray painted at Cinderella. Which I'm just like, yeah, Hanan has to be winning this. I mean,
thoughts on Konami's run, which I think has been amazing.
Yeah, Konami as a heel, just incredible.
She's been incredible.
Stuff. Yeah, just cackling at all times.
I just love the storyline as well. It was like, this was just perfect logical booking, right? Like, there's been a clear timeline between Konami beating the fuck out of Hanan in September, writing her off, and then beating Saida, beating Rina, beating Hina. Right, and then now Hanan's back for revenge. It's just perfect.
Yeah, predictable booking, but doesn't mean it's not bad booking.
No,
it doesn't mean it's bad booking. So.
No, exactly.
The main event, the red belt, the World Stardom title versus Cosmic Angels must disband if Sayaka loses. Sayaka Kamitani versus Sayaka Kurara. Can you give me any hope
that Sayaka's winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way they've built this has increased her chances from 0.001 to 10-15%, which is crazy. I think there's a real possibility that Sayaka could be winning here, because if you're going to put her in the main event, which is already a batshit big balls decision, why not just go the whole way? So I do think there is a possibility.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a good card. It has a lot of intrigue. I really have no idea which way the main event's going, and you'll feel it the way they've done it too. It won't feel like Sayaka has to necessarily win just because the other two hate matches both end in losses. Hate title match, because people just well, Sayaka just retain. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for the show. Obviously not as excited as last year, but I think that, like you said, that is comparing it to there are. With some of the negative buzz of the show online that you see, it's also Stardom being a victim of their own success, where it's
absolutely. Yeah. That last year's card is, if they ever achieve it again, it would be a miracle. It was like lightning in a bottle, a perfect card. You just can't do that every year.
Yeah. So
what do you think about attendance?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, that's a good question, right?
It's 7,503 last year, obviously.
So right now on the website, it has everything ringside is sold out except center. Oh no, except center B. Yeah. So everything else is sold out. Back of the floor, basically, right? Yeah, back of the floor is not sold out. The arena seats, I don't see any sections are sold out except the front row of the stands, and the second level is sold out, and those are still 10,000 yen tickets. Wow! And both sections of women-only seats are sold out. Let me see what Lawson says if they have anything else on few remaining. Okay, Lawson has Arena A sold out, which is one of the bigger sections of.
I didn't know that. Wow.
The lower seats. They do have Center B as full availability though, along with the Arena B and Arena C and Stand A and B. So that is interesting, though. They have Arena A sold out.
Arena
So
A is the lower bowl, no? Like the
Arena A is lower bowl. Yeah, that's the.
Oh wow.
That's the green on this thing. Yeah. So.
I think 7,000 is my guess.
Yeah, I mean all the Arena Center ones are sold. I think so. Oh no, Center B I think is not the floor. Center B I think is the. Isn't it? Or maybe it is the floor. I don't know. I'm confusing myself now. Is Center B like the lower bowl, but the center area? Is that what that is?
I thought the lower bowls were
center.
just all arena.
Yeah. Okay. Lower bowls are arena. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Let me see what Pia says. I'm just curious if Pia has anything different. Yeah, Pia also has Arena A sold out. So that's it's pretty much the same. Center B is still available. Arena B, Arena C is available. Yeah. So, okay.
So over or under 7,000?
I'm gonna say over. Arena A being sold out on the two of them makes me think probably over. I think they get
And
there.
can I just say that's crazy with Sayaka Kurara main eventing?
Yeah.
If they even reach 7,000, that is insane.
Because it was 7,500 last year.
Yeah, this is just Sayaka Kurara. Like,
Yeah.
It would be crazy if they hit that number.
Yeah. So
I was a bit surprised there's no Spark Crash on the show, to be honest.
yeah. Yeah, they're not on the show. Wow, that is kind of weird. But yeah, there's your Stardom All-Star Grand Kingdom preview. Buddy, enjoy. I'm sure you're going to be very excited.
Yes, I will be.
You're either going to see Sayaka win the red belt in person, or you're going to see the end of Cosmic Angels in person. Which is crazy either way. I mean, I was taking so many pictures of that giant Cosmic Angels graphic and the two of them coming out, because I'm like, this could be it. This could be the end. But yeah,
there's going to be tears for sure.
Yeah. There is your All-Star Grand Kingdom preview. Okay, so let's do All Japan next. We'll do the Champion Carnival. So we did night 1 last week. So these are nights 2 and 3, which took place Saturday the 18th. First of all, night 2 at the Nagoya Kinjo Wharf Arena, main arena. A nice round number of 875 claimed, which I'm very suspicious and looked much more empty to me.
It doesn't make sense to me because Noah did like 1,250 there. New Japan did 1,500 or whatever for New Japan Cup, and they looked way more full than this. This was like so quiet, you could like hear the ventilators.
Yes, you could definitely hear that fucking ventilator hum the entire show. It was really annoying. I'm gonna read the non-tournament match results, but I only watched the tournament matches, which is I assume
I did not watch the non-tournament either.
Yeah. It's just these tournaments are too long to watch the non-tournament matches. Yeah. The opener was Atsuki Aoyagi, Rising Hayato, Shota Kofuji, Kengo Mashimo, and Seki Yoshioka, defeating Shotaro Ashino, Hokuto Omori, Ryo Inoue, Hiroki Murase, and Jack Kennedy. It was Aoyagi pinning Inoue in 6-10 with the Firebird Splash. Your first tournament match was in Champion Carnival Block B. Ren Ayabe defeated Zion in 7-19 with the Death Roulette. That moved Ayabe to 2-0 at this point and dropped Zion to 1-1. But yeah, this is where I put the note down. There's a really loud background noise. The ventilator fans, it was really distracting. Like you said, the crowd was so quiet anyway. But yeah, this match itself, it was like 7 minutes of acceptable but boring wrestling. So it was like a 2.5-star match.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to start off the show. Some slow, weak strikes that barely hit each other. Zion was just like hitting air on a lot of his strikes. Yeah, I kind of went 2 stars on this.
Now, did you watch the first night or no?
Are you going to talk about the June Saito Ren Ayabe match?
No, I was just asking.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did watch it.
Okay, so I was asking first of all, we watched the first night, and second of all, if you were planning to actually follow along with this, or you just
I cover it for the newsletter. So
okay, cool. Because I would feel bad if I had you watching like
Odyssey matches. I would watch this anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Which I think I do next week with Paul's on next week. So Paul, there's definitely some week where like a list, a guest
like when John DK,
John DK, and I think Velky too when he comes on. I don't think he normally.
And they just want to hate their lives. Yeah.
Yeah. Match 3 was Odyssey defeating Rei Saito in 11:02 with a diving body press. So it was Odyssey's first block match. He went to 1-0, and Rei Saito moved down to 1-1. So yeah, another very slow, very boring, just nothing happening match. Unless you're a mark for big dudes just running into each other, I'm not sure what there was to enjoy here. It was like a way less entertaining version of the Kuma Ray opener from Korakuen. I do mean way less entertaining. But I didn't think it was horrible, I guess, The sparse crowd was way more into it than the opener. The All Japan crowds do love their big men. They are marks for big dudes running into each other. And Odyssey's flash off the second rope did get a nice little reaction. But, another 2.5 star match. I was generous. That's probably generous even, but it was an average match.
Yeah, I can't stand Odyssey. I think I've said it before in this podcast when we're talking about All Japan. Absolutely cannot stand him. I also don't care about big dudes doing weak shoulder blocks. And that's like the extent of Odyssey's skills. This was like glacially slow and not entertaining. I fell asleep during the Ren June match from the first night, and I'm pretty sure that like this was probably better than that one, maybe just about. But yeah, I don't know who this match is entertaining to. I went 1.5 stars. I did not like this.
Not a fan of All Japan. I'm getting the vibe.
Not a fan of Odyssey. Fuck Odyssey.
Daisuke Sekimoto beat Hideki Suzuki in 10:42 at the Big Bang Catastrophe in the B block. Moved him to 2-0 and dropped Hideki to 0-2. This started out with some very basic mat wrestling in front of a silent crowd and that goddamn fan hum. So rough stuff. I did think things picked up pretty quick though. Sekimoto was just like throwing Hideki around. That was good. So yeah, I thought this was pretty good by the end. I went 3.25. I don't know why the camera like weirdly went out of focus right before the finish.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was like the Death Valley bomb was like so fucking powerful. The camera went out of focus.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Yeah, 3.25. That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I went 3 stars. The initial grappling, there were some parts that I really like. You don't really associate Sekimoto with, doing like a wrist clutch cradle. So I kind of like the small things like that. I like that Sekimoto was teasing the dive, when he did the dive on night 1 and opened his head up the hard way on the Korakuen barriers. So teasing it and then Hideki elbowing him. That was good. That was good stuff. And also the way he bumps with German suplexes, that will always pop me. He just bumps on the top of his dome. So I thought this was good. Yeah, just 3 stars.
Your other non-tournament match was Kuma Arashi, Seigo Tachibana, and Musashi defeating Yuma Anzai, Dan Tamura, and Talos. Tachibana pinned Tamura in 10:22 with the Yankee Hammer. Back to B block. There were like 4 B block matches in the show for some reason, only 2 for A block. Yuma Aoyagi defeated Jun Saito in 14:26 via referee stoppage. He moved to 1-1, and Jun Saito dropped to 0-2. Yet another match to start out very slow and boring. Nothing of note happening. And just, I don't know. Thought it was okay. Obviously, Jun Saito got hurt, so you can't help that. We just didn't do a lot. It was 2 3/4. It was all right.
I also went 2 3/4. I think Jun is one of the most boring wrestlers in all Japan, actually, in the upper cards.
I could not. I never like to see people get hurt, but losing him versus tournament was not a heartbreaker to me.
Yes, I can even like during his title run was like paint drying on a wall.
All right, you want to take us to the main event because I got to pee real bad, so you can go.
Yeah,
they won't be able to hear me pee, but go ahead and talk.
Yeah, so the next match was Madoka Kikuta versus Ryuki Honda. I gave this 3 stars. So they had a Champions Carnival match in Sapporo last year, which was pretty great. And they kind of showed there that they had good chemistry. I still remember that from last year. Kikuta obviously had just turned heel in Dragon Gate last year, but he wasn't really working as a full Gajidokuro heel yet. But they were going hard last year, so I was kind of looking forward to this. But you now Kikuta is the Gajidokuro heel, and he sucks. He's just wrestling at like iceberg speed for like the first 10 minutes. I have no idea what happened in the first 10 minutes because I completely zoned out, and that's how he's been wrestling like most of his Dragon Gate main events. The last few minutes had some great back and forth sequences, but yeah, the first 10 minutes Kikuta just completely lost me by how slow he wrestles. I was just explaining like him as a heel was just
not the main event. Sorry, main event. Excuse me. Before I could hear everything because I had my headphones on.
Okay,
so yeah. But yeah, I liked it more than you did. I think I liked it. When 17:51, Kikuta won with the rolling lariat. I thought the end was so exciting that made up for the early boring part to me.
I agree. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I went like 3.5. I thought it was good.
Yeah, so I went 3 stars because just the first 10 minutes was so bad, but I really liked the last few minutes. Yeah.
The actual main event was Go Shiozaki defeating Kento Miyahara in 25:46 with the powerful lariat to move to 2-0 and drop Kenta to 0-1. This was his first tournament match. I don't know. I'm going to talk about these two shows. I am so over the Kento formula. I don't think I've ever been more over the Kento formula. I mean, he was never like one of my personal favorites, honestly, the way he was for a lot of other people. But like this formula of like start out, brawl on the outside, feels like they do nothing for like the entire first 10, 15 minutes, and then do the fucking moves at the end and then go to the finish. I'm just really tired of it. I don't know. It's just like he does the same shit in every match. Like fucking work a fucking 5-minute sprint for once in your life or something. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could make that criticism about a lot of main eventers, but he's just way more formulaic than even most other main eventers, to me at least. So
yeah, the Kento
it's not like this. It's not like this match wasn't good. I went 3.5 stars on it still, but like it's just I'm very bored of the formula. So I mean, Cage match has an 8.36. So
8.36 is. But you remember their first match, right? When they had the title and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is wrestling! Wrestling's back, guys!" And I was like, "What?" It was kind of like maybe like a 3.5 star match. This one I went 3.25 on. Yeah, it was just the Kento formula. Like we know why he does it, right? Because it works for the live crowd. And yeah, it's just outside of the ring for the first few minutes, get beat up for 20 minutes, go into like a back and forth phase where, maybe he'll put on some holds to rally the crowd with some 2.99 kickouts, make a comeback with blackout kicks, shut down suplex for the win. Like that's the Kento formula. And that's what this was. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good just because of the crowd reaction. And there was some really good selling on the Gowan lariats by Kento. So he's really good at those and he's really good at kickouts. So I went 3.25, but I can't be moved when I've seen this like 50 times already.
Yeah. So overall, not the greatest night there. I mean, it didn't have the lows of night one for me, but it didn't have the highs either. So night 3 was in Osaka at the Umeda Sky Building Stella Hall from Sunday, April 19th. The show opened with Rei Saito, Musashi, and Naruki Doi beating Hokuto Omori, Takashi, and Zion in 7:30 when Rei pinned Hokuto with the crossbody. Is Hokuto like leaving this promotion? Like, what is going on with it?
It's just his storyline where he just keeps getting beat. I don't know why he likes doing it to himself.
But yeah, this was also the first night since Jun Saito had to withdraw for the injury. So everybody in B block now has an extra 2 points basically. A block started out with Odyssey defeating Kuma Arashi in 9:18 with a diving body press that moved him to 2-0 and dropped Kuma to 0-2. There was this like really embarrassing like amateur hour spot early where Odyssey took a drop kick from Kuma. It was supposed to knock him out of the ring, but didn't even come close to doing that. Like he stopped for a second and then he fucking threw himself backwards like he got drop kicked the second time by a ghost because it looked really, really embarrassingly bad. Yeah. Kuma did follow up with a nice crossbody off the apron to the floor though. But then the match slowed to a crawl back in the ring as you probably expect. Now, I gave them credit for Kuma actually managing to get Odyssey up for an Argentine backbreaker towards the end, which
that was cool.
Did look impressive as hell. I wish it had been the finish, but instead Odyssey just came back with a black hole slam and his second rope splash for the pin. 2.25, still below average even with that crazy spot. So
2.25.
Block B, Ryuki Honda beat Yuma Aoyagi in 14:38. It moved him to 1-1 and dropped Aoyagi to 1-2. Some nice action here once this got going. There was this big German no-sell sequence around the 10-minute call. I just wish someone in the Carnival could skip the opening minutes where absolutely nothing happens routine. Like, can anyone skip that? No? Okay. I mean, the rest of the match was so fucking great anyway, but if you get rid of those, like, if you got rid of just the first 3 minutes or something, this would have been so much better. Just have a fucking great 11.5 minute match instead of a very good 14.5 minute match. Great near fall off a Japanese leg roll by Yuma. I thought he had him for a second. Of course, his only win so far is that referee stoppage. He followed up with a really pretty swinging DDT on the off the ropes for another close near fall. It looked a really well executed move. Honda came back with 2 straight lariats, the second of which Yuma landed right on his neck for, and then hit his running powerbomb for the pin, which I guess is the final vent. Really, really, really awesome closing stretch. That got this one all the way to 3 3/4 for me. So I continue to be impressed by Yuma. I mean, he's really trying since he came back. He's no longer doing the goofiness. So
he's been pretty great. He's been going all out in these matches. Like, I'm not expecting him to do like a the Nakajima match type of level, like that type of effort. But he's putting a lot of effort into these matches. I think he's been great so far. I can't even imagine if it was Cyrus instead, to be honest. I mean, obviously I hope everything is okay with Cyrus, but Yuma's been a really good addition to this tournament, to be honest. the finishing stretch was so good. Like the lariats from Honda, he just fucking knocking Yuma's head off with a running lariat. That was a fucking sick near fall. I love that. So yeah, I thought this was great. 3 1/4.
Champion Carnival Block B, Hideki beating Ren Ayabe in 13:32 with the European clutch. He gets his first win, so he's now 1-2, and Ayabe gets his first loss, so he's now 2-1. So Hideki slapped Ren hard right across the face early on after a clean break, only for Ren to slap him right back pretty fucking hard, which is spicier than you usually see the fucking doe-eyed giant salary man Ren Ayabe get. So unfortunately, though, things got pretty boring after that. Hideki worked him very slowly in the mat, and just none of it was very interesting. And we followed this up with equally boring and uninteresting ringside brawling. You have to use that term very loosely there, brawling. But yeah, just, I don't know. There's some okay stuff. The crowd was really into the finish, but this was mostly really boring and kind of bad to me, so I went 2 stars.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm nothing if not consistent. I remember when I was last here, I think it was the 20th, like it was the February show, the 23rd of February show. I think we reviewed. I just like Ren Ayabe beating the fuck out of Hideki Suzuki. It just pops me. Hideki's he's such a dick. He's such an asshole that I just get giddy when this big dumb motherfucker Ayabe just bullies him around. So that's just, I guess, personal preference. So I went 3 stars on this.
Then we had the the 6-man tag, or 8-man tag, excuse me. It was Seigo Tachibana, Atsuki Aoyagi, Rising Hayato, and Seki Yoshioka beating Dan Tamura, Ryo Inoue, the bodyguard. Should have watched it just for him, and Daisuke Sekimoto. It was Tachibana pinning Tamura at 8:22. Is he pinning his challenger in every match? Is that what's happening here? Because Tamura is the one challenging him, I think.
Tamura is the one challenging Tachibana,
yeah. He's getting pinned. He's getting pinned in every match. It's like, okay,
that's kind of funny.
Then we had the makeup match for Jun Saito being out of the tournament. Madoka Kikuta beat Shota Kafuji in 8-10 with Rolling Larry. I did not watch that either. Did you?
Nope.
Okay. Then the semi-main event, Talos defeating Go Shiozaki in 7:42 with the Ride the Lightning Daddy (parentheses chokeslam). Moves him to 1-1 and drops Go to 2-1 for Go's first loss in the A block. Talos just yelling, "That hurts!" out of nowhere about Go's chops right after he sent him into the ring post. That was pretty funny. I don't know. It says chokeslam, but I have it down here. They pinned him with a powerbomb. I don't know. Completely average, inoffensive match. 2.5 stars.
It was a chokeslam, yeah.
2.5 stars.
Also 2.5 stars. I got no notes for this one.
Main event. This is the one where I feel like I was on a different planet than everybody else. Kento Miyahara, Yuma Anzai, 30-minute time limit draw. So they both are 1-1 now for 1 point. So I will say the Kento formula opening ringside brawl was a bit more exciting than usual, especially when Anzai suddenly did like this Superman forearm, taking a running leap off a chair. And Kento did seem quite a bit more fired up than usual in response. I thought then, though, it had a similar issue to the Yoyogi match on December 31st, which everybody else also seemed to like way more than I did. I mean, I still went 4 1/4 on that match, but a lot of people had it like a match of the year contender.
I went 4 on that one.
Yeah, and like the amount that Anzai was selling back in the ring after being put in a Boston Crab just felt disproportionate to both the time of the match, like the match time, and the actual amount of offense he had taken. Like it felt like he was selling too much. So that kind of took me out of it a little bit. And it's one of these matches where I read the hype for this before I watched it, and I just, because everybody was talking this one up, it has a fucking 9.21 on Cage Match last time I checked. And I watched it and I was just waiting for it to land with me and like waiting to feel anything about this match. And just, I don't know, it just didn't happen. Or you got to the 20 minute call and I was like, I still don't feel it with this match. There was a cool spot where Anzai caught a Go lariat, but then caught a Kento lariat, I should say. And then but then just like flipped him over. Or he flipped over like Will Ospreay does sometimes. But they just took him down to a face lock. I was like, what? It just felt weird to me, like as a spot. Went to the time limit draw. I don't know. And maybe I'm just so sick of the Kento formula. It just didn't land with me. It was like 3 1/4. It was pretty good. That was it. That's all I felt for it. Everybody else loved this match, apparently.
I liked it, but I went 3.5. I can't go too high on it because I thought they were working at a pretty good pace, but then they completely like fell off the wagon around like the 20-25 minute mark, and I just lost interest. Like it slowed down so dramatically, and that's kind of when I was like, oh, they're doing a time limit draw. The final minutes I thought were really good. Like there was a lot of drama in those final few minutes. Like if you look at the crowd in those closing stretches, there's like so many girls with like their hand over their mouths. Like Anzai's obviously really popular. I liked the fact they did the fighting outside the ring, like that part of the Kento formula, and then they went back in the ring, and then obviously I'm programmed to think, oh, Kento's going to do his thing where he sells for 10 minutes, but then Kento like immediately big booted Anzai, right? And then they went outside the ring again and did the signature headbutts. But I thought it was kind of smart to, like, you know, I guess subvert expectations that way. The main thing I like about Kento's matches with Anzai, I guess, is he does deviate from his formula slightly, because he plays like way more heelish, right? He knows he's meant to be the brick wall. And so I think they know that this is a rivalry that can like fuel the promotion for a few years. So I think he is a bit smarter when he's wrestling Anzai. Like bullying him and making Anzai the underdog rather than, you know, his normal formula. So that's why I liked it a bit better than the Go match, I guess, which is 100% Kento formula.
Yeah. I don't
But
know.
no, I would not have this like match leader contender level, just to be clear. I gave this 3.5 stars.
Yeah. I don't know why I was like so much more negative on it than everybody else, but it just didn't work for me. You know, it's not like I hated it, obviously. I went 3.25. It's, you know, it's still pretty good, but it seems like everybody else loved this match and it just didn't do anything for me. All right, so let's get the Champion Carnival standings after these two nights. The other thing I don't like about the Champion Carnival is like all the wrestlers wrestle different numbers of matches. Like they don't just go like, you know, everybody does a match on this show, everybody does a match on that show.
It's so confusing when I'm doing the standings.
So A block right now, Odyssey and Go both have 4 points, but Odyssey's undefeated. Kingo, Mashimo, Rei Saito, and Talos all have 2 points, but Mashimo's only wrestled 1 match. Saito and Talos are both 1-1, so Mashimo's still undefeated too. Then Kento Miyahara and Yuma Anzai, they're both 0-1 for 1 point. And then Kuma Arashi is the only pointless wrestler in A block, 0-2 for 0 points. B block, Sekimoto has 6 points. He's 3-0. Madoka Kikito's also undefeated, but he's 2-0 for 4 points. Ren Ayabe, Zion, and Ryuki Honda are all 2-1 for 4 points. Hideki Suzuki also has 4 points, but he's 2-2 already. And Yuma Aoyagi is... Wait, how is that possible? Did I get... Oh, no, because of the fucking forfeit. Yeah. Because I was like, wait, there's only been 3 shows. And Yuma Aoyagi is 1-2 for 2 points. And then Jun Saito obviously finishes 0-7, 0 points since he's injured. There's going to be 3 more Carnival shows before our next episode, which we'll all cover next week. So the main event, the next one, oh boy. Shinjuku Face, a fucking closing building, gets Kento Miyahara's Odyssey. Lucky them.
Fucking hell.
What a way to send off Shinjuku Face. Yeah. Rei Saito versus Go Shiozaki. Yuma Anzai versus Kingo Mashimo. Hideki Suzuki versus Ryuki Honda. And Madoka Kikita versus Zion are the matches. Oh, that looks rough. That is a rough fucking show. That's night 4. Night 5 is in Saitama at the Kasukabe Furulai Cube. Furulai. I don't know. That show's main event is Kento versus Kuma Arashi. Then we also have Ryuki Honda versus Zion. Rei Saito versus Talos. Daisuke Sekimoto versus Madoka Kikita. That could be good. And then Kengo Mashimo versus Odyssey. I don't know why that match is so much earlier on the show than
that card. Oh, and also, way worse.
Also Hideki versus Yuma Aoyagi.
Okay.
This card sounds better to me than the Shinjuku.
Hideki Yuma's cool. Oh.
I don't know. Then the last one for next week is in Niigata on Sunday the 26th. This show has a main event of Kento versus Talos. Okay. Then Ren Ayabe versus Yuma Aoyagi. Yuma Anzai versus Odyssey. Go Shiozaki versus Kuma Arashi. Rei Saito versus Kengo Mashimo. And Daisuke Sekimoto versus Zion. It's a rough week.
One match there that I think is good, but yeah.
A rough week in the middle of this tournament, folks. So, yeah. Not looking forward to a lot of stuff there, I have to say. Yeah, there's your All Japan Champion Carnival talk that we'll keep reviewing, even though it pisses off that one guy, but we'll keep doing it.
All right. Doesn't want you to review it, or that you're being
he's like, why do you guys review it if you just hate it so much?
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because we do. I feel stupid not covering All Japan. Nicole always said the same thing to me, too, to be fair. She's like,
it's Champion Carnival. Well, if you're going to cover it at all, you cover the Champion Carnival.
I cover All Japan year round, but, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know why I do. let's go to a promotion we don't usually cover here, but I wanted to cover this show. SEAdLINNG Jump Up 2026, April 17th at Korakuen Hall. An announced crowd of 425, which probably was not true. But yeah, SEAdLINNG.
Wait, less or more?
Probably less, you'd think.
Yeah, probably a tiny bit less, but not far off though, I think.
Yeah, round. I mean, it's definitely a rounded number, probably. But yeah, it's this Korakuen. It had a cool card on paper that I wanted to see, and I was like, why don't we cover this? I have Mr. Indie Joshi on with me too, so it made sense to cover that week. Although we might have picked it based on this, I don't know.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you gave me homework too, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
But I did watch both those matches too. They're both really good. So there was the earlier Hanori Hana and Sayaka Unagi versus Vanny and Celine. Is it Celine or Celine? It's just
Celine
right?
Mizora. Yeah.
Celine Mizora. It's not pronounced Japanese way, basically.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Okay. So Vanny and Celine Mizora. The earlier tag match at Shinjuku Face in February, people were raving about. I thought it was awesome. I'm 4.25. My hot take is I think the Korakuen one was better. But
yeah, so, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. I thought that was more of a hot take. And then also the Celine versus Hana singles match. We don't know. Those are two young wrestlers from SEAdLINNG, basically. They've both been around, 3 years now, right? 2 or 3?
Celine Mizora debuted last June.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's less than a year?
She's had less than 15 matches.
Wow, that is great. Oh, she's really, really good for
how absolutely.
Wow. And Hana's what?
Yeah, she debuted in late 2020, and then she took 2 years off. So technically, she's got 3 years of experience. Got
it. But yeah, that blew my mind though about Celine. Wow.
She's my favorite rookie.
But yeah, their singles match was really, really good. Also, a 4-star match. So again, knowing how inexperienced Celine is makes it even crazier. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show here opened with Lana Hizaki losing to Hanako Nakamori in 10:33 when Nakamori used a missile kick. So when did Lana start? Because she doesn't even have a cage match profile.
She debuted on the 10th of February, that same show that you saw the first tag on. So this is her 4th match.
That's crazy. Hanako, meanwhile, is a 37-year-old from Pure J. She's been active since 2006. Not too familiar with her. I was a little surprised this got 10.5 minutes, honestly, but I guess they wanted Lana to look good even in defeat. But I can't say she made a strong impression on me in this match. I thought this match was okay. It was 2 3/4.
Yeah, so SEAdLINNG is, currently probably my favorite promotion, but the thing that they've done recently is they've kind of moved away from top freelancers. This used to be a promotion of Risa Nakajima, Suri having those bangers, Nanai Takahashi obviously back in the day. They're basically a rookie promotion now. So that's why they're giving Lana Hosaki, who's in her 4th match, 10 minutes, because that's what they've built around. That's what their branding's around. The whole storyline between Hanori Hana and Celine Mizora, that's the top storyline in the promotion right now. So yeah, that explains why they give them that time. Lana Hosaki is kind of interesting just because she doesn't have rookie type offense. She puts vets in submission holds. She does torture racks. it's just kind of cool contrast, I guess. But yeah, I just went 3 stars here. I thought she looked decent for her 4th match.
Then we have the 2026 High Speed Kickoff Battle Royal. The wrestlers here were Mio Shirai, La Padita, Natsu Sumori, Ka Kedita, Madison Marley, and Yuki Funa. Now, Mio and Natsu, I know. I think most people know. Mio, of course, is the sister of Io Shirai. People don't know who that is. And, don't look at her Twitter. We'll say that. I don't know what's up with the 2 fake Mexican gimmicks, but the wrestlers under the mask, I know. I mean, Padita is Kaho Kobayashi from Wave. And Kedita is Kakilu, who is, in Oz Academy and also makes appearances in Tokyo Joshi. What do you know? What is up with this gimmick? What did
that's just their gimmick in SEAdLINNG. Yeah, they're just 2 freelancers and they appear in SEAdLING as luchadors. That's it. That's just their gimmick.
I see.
Yeah.
Then we have Madison, who's an 18-year-old from Denmark, who's been wrestling since 2022 already, apparently.
Yeah, this is her 2nd tour, and she's got a WWE tryout now, so there you go.
Yuki Funa, I guess, is another rookie because she doesn't have a cage match profile either.
Yep, debuted on the 20th of March or something like that, and then she got injured in her debut, and then she was off for 3 months, and then off for 4 months, came back in July. So she's not that far off. She's got the same number of matches as Celine Mizora.
Got it. So I will say the fake luchadores dance went on so long, and I was kind of like, is it just me or is this vaguely racist? Like swinging the maracas around and everything. I'm just like, okay, I'm a little uncomfortable here with this.
Yeah.
And then
You're with
Natsu.
Tim hates them, so.
Natsu is a little too horny for me too. I mean,
Oh,
she
God.
did possibly, like, if anything, she's gotten even more horny since she left
has.
Stardom. Like, she did the horniest Bronco Buster in wrestling history at one point in this match. Where I'm like, okay, this is a lot, Natsu. I don't need to see this, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing now.
I did not know, by the way, which fake luchador was which until the end of the match when one of them won. So I was able to tell then the blue one was, I guess, Pidada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
I think that's right. No, wait, the blue one's Kakadita, isn't it?
Oh, blue one's Kakanita. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
because they came out together, so I have no idea which was which. Because the blue one and Mio both got eliminated in rapid fire succession. So yeah, the black one was Pidita.
Yeah,
the
which is
one
Kobayashi,
yeah. But yeah, the blue luchador pulled the rope down and helped eliminate Madison, which left us with just the other one in Yuki, who quickly pinned the rookie to win. And then they beat up everybody up with their maracas afterwards, which is okay. I thought it was goofy, but not in a fun way. It was more like an amateurish / inside joke I'm not in on kind of way. I thought Yuki Funa looked pretty solid, though. That was the best part of the match, I guess. But yeah, 2 1/4. Didn't really enjoy this.
Yuki Funa has improved a shit ton in like the past 6 months. It's actually kind of scary because obviously she's still 15 matches in, and just the leap she makes from match to match is really, really good. So she looked great in this match, and the crowd obviously popped for her eliminating Natsu Sumire, because Natsu Sumire, for all her faults, was a tag team champion very recently in the promotion. So it was a big elimination, I guess, for Yuki Funa. So that was the highlight of the match for me as well. Yeah, I went 2 3/4 on this.
Then we had the team of Mima Shimoda, Makoto, and Nagisa Nozaki defeating Mirai, Yuri, and Chan Yoda. It was Nozaki with the Noir Lancer High on Chan Yoda in 11:41. Interesting use of Mirai here. You'd think they want to find a bigger use for her than a random undercard 6-woman tag, but okay.
Rookie promotion.
yeah. Nozaki being like Sashiburi desu and trying to give Mirai a hug since they were both in Mirai Go together was kind of funny. Mirai just ducked immediately, wanted to tag out. Again, also funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, easily the best match in the show to this point, I thought. Pretty fun 6-woman tag. Some nice back and forth action here. So went 3 1/4.
Yeah, 3 stars. Thought it was good.
Match 4, the Miria Koga 2nd anniversary special singles match. Shuri beat her with the Suzaku in 10:04. Koga, okay, 20 years old, another seed young wrestler, since again we've talked about the young wrestler promotion. She's 5'2". She's been active since April 2024. So again, 2 years, 2-year anniversary, makes sense. I thought she looked great here. I thought this match was really good. The mat work, just a ton of cool mat work in this match. For a 10-minute, mostly mat-based match, I thought this was really good. I went 3 3/4. Just Koga got to put up a nice little fight, and I was really into this match.
Yeah, so now we've spoken about 3 of them. So there's 5 contracted wrestlers. Lana Hosaki was in the opener, as we spoke about, the newest. Yuki Funa, debuted in March, got like 14 matches. Miria Koga is the second most tenured after Hinori Hana. So, like you said, 2 years. But Syuri is basically her idol. She started wrestling because she watched Syuri. She absolutely loves Syuri. When this match was announced, she was in tears because, they surprised her.
It's interesting she ended up in seeding now. Is she one of these people like failed the Stardom tryout and went?
Yeah, I don't know how they end up in certain places. So I know that Hinori Hana, for example, was a recent Nakajima psycho. Like, she loved her, so that's why she's in seed. But yeah, I don't know how Miria Koga ended up here. No, if she loves Syuri so much. She was.
It happens a lot in the Japanese promotions. You never even hear about it, where like they tried out for a bigger promotion and didn't make it, and ended up going to a different one. Yeah,
that's a common thing in the men's scene, right? Like, they try it for.
I think it's common in men's and women's.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you hear a lot about different random people that tried the Stardom tryout, and like. There's someone in Tokyo Joshi that famously failed the Stardom tryout, and
that's Chica Nanase, right?
I believe. I think that's who it is. Yeah, and she's really good. So
Yeah. So Miria's like she was like earmarked to be the standout, I guess, but now like Selena and Yuki have come along, and I kind of think she dropped off a bit in her development before this. Like, she has some real bad days, basically, where she's trying too much to wrestle like Syuri. Like, you can see it. She like throws like 100 kicks. But then she has some really good days where she pulls it off and she looks fucking incredible. And this was one of her good days. Like, she definitely like had a great performance here with Syuri, with her idol. So I thought this was a great match. I went 3.25. I really liked Miria's performance here.
Then we have the Beyond the Sea tag team titles. The 6-team champions, Hanori Hana and Unagi Sayaka, defeating Vani and Celine Misora. It was Hana pinning Misora in 16-14 with the diving body press to make their first successful defense. So yeah, this is a rematch of that February 10th tag that was non-title and won by Celine and Vani. Started with a big brawl over ringside. Vani used her chair. Hana blades, and she fucking bleeds buckets immediately. Just fucking bleeding her ass off in this match. This match was just insanely, brutally violent. Celine, like, broke this giant piece of wood over Hana's head, which looked so fucking painful. She fucking cracked her with that thing. It was, like, just ridiculous how painful this looked. Yeah, I thought this match was incredible. I went 4.5 on it. You know, just sick as hell, nonstop brawling action, and they beat the fuck out of each other, just exactly like you want to see from a match like this. So everybody raved about the February match. I thought this one was even better. So
yes, can I give a summary of their feud? I guess if people wanted to check this match out and
sure.
wanted the context, yeah. So I went, I guess just to say, I went 4.75 on this. This is in my top 4 matches of the year. This is my shit. Like, I love Hanori Hana. I love Celine Misora. Their feud is obviously my feud of the year right now, and it's not even close. So Hanori Hana is like the veteran of SEAdLINNNG, despite only being 26 and they being in 2020. She loves Arisa Nakajima. She's a dumb jock wrestler. She is the dumb jock wrestler. There's no, like I said, there's no dumb wrestler in the scene. She does the most psycho stuff possible. She shoot headbutts people. So she shoot headbutt Veni and gave Veni a hematoma. So they've had an on and off rivalry for a year. So that's the Veni and Hanori side. And then Celine Misora, as I mentioned, is a rookie that debuted in June 2025. She's my favorite rookie. She loves Suri and Veni. Those are her idols. So like in the press conference, Celine was wearing Veni's shirt and had her hair done like Veni. And you could see it in this match as well. Like, she had the old Veni hairstyle. So she adores Veni. And Celine is Veni's first junior. And that's what Veni said as well. Hanori Hana doesn't really have a senior. So Honori's a bit jealous of that. And Hanori doesn't like this new person coming in, becoming Veni's tag team partner, because she hates Veni, and also trying to take her spot at the top of Seed, right? So that's why Hanori Hana shoot headbutt Celine Misora on the 10th of February show, cracked her head open, literally. It was disgusting. And despite having like dried up blood all over her face, the rookie with like 10 matches at that time or whatever it was, cut a cold promo saying that she was coming after the titles. These are fucking rookies, okay? Like, they shouldn't be having feuds like this deep and this hateful. And the reason why I love it so much is because when you're watching them, you're always on the edge of your seat because they're so inexperienced. You're hoping that they do the dangerous spots they're doing correctly and don't hurt each other. There's like a lot of fucking trust they need to have between each other to pull this shit off. So that's one of the reasons why I love this feud. This match in particular was crazy if you've been following the rivalry. It was insane. Hanori Hana had her best ever performance, I think is quite comfortable to say. This was a better pro wrestling match than the 10th of February one. That one was kind of crazy because you didn't expect like the shoot headbutt spot. This was an amazing pro wrestling match. What promotion allows their rookies to do fucking blade jobs? And it's a perfect blade job. It fits the feud. They've bled before between each other. That is an insane decision. And I popped like nothing else before. I can't even remember the last time I was this giddy at a spot in a match. I went fucking ballistic when I saw Hanori Hana pop up with just blood all over her face. Just incredible. And there's one thing here about, so I mentioned about Celine being the junior of Veni. Veni was like barking orders to Celine Misora. She was like standing in the corner and was like, okay, now bite her wound. And then Celine Misora just bites Honori's wound. It's like, it's fucking unhinged. It's amazing. Hanori Hana's trying to like tag to Unagi Sayaka, and Veni just fucking runs and boots Unagi off the apron. This is just an unhinged match. And I was talking about that sense of danger because they're inexperienced. You mentioned the spot, right, where Celine fucking whacked Hanori over the head with a board. The storyline behind that is Veni is in a unit in SEAdLINNNG. Like, she has a faction, La Fresta de Egoistas, and they use weapons and they do ref bumps. So they did a ref bump here. And the whole point was to show you that, oh, Selena's part of Venny's unit now. And she just whacks her, but it doesn't break. And Celine's like in her 14th match. She's like, oh, I need to break this. I'm just going to keep fucking whacking Honori Hana over the head with it until it fucking snaps. And you're just watching it through like, you just want to kind of squint your eyes because it's so fucking violent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't see anything else like this in the scene, to be honest. Like, rookies being this violent with each other, trusting each other this much. This is one of a kind, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made an impression on me, not even knowing the whole backstory. So,
yeah.
I just realized, by the way, I forgot to tell the Marvelous story after I teased it before.
Oh, yeah, what was it?
So the Marvelous show, I talked about how it was a tiny room. It was very sold out. We got to our seats. And we're sitting there, and we're watching the people still stream in, even with every single seat full, wondering where the fuck these people were going to stand because the building was just so fucking full. And then somebody gets on the house mic. I think it was Scott himself, the promoter. But somebody gets on the house mic and goes, if you're here and as a staff from another promotion or a wrestler not booked on the show, you need to get to the back right now. Oh, he's like, we don't have room for you. We have to prioritize our paying fans. Again, if you're staff or a wrestler not booked, get to the back now. And after he says that, like fucking 15 people went to the back. It wasn't a few. It was a lot of people.
Like a bunch of wrestlers there.
There were a lot of wrestlers and a lot of staff from other promotions. Because obviously they're like the new initiative was a whole group of promotions. Yeah. So you had a lot of wrestlers and a lot of people weren't booked on the show, and like staff from the promotions that had to go. And it was like so funny in the Discord when I typed out how funny that was. Scott, like the promoter, is on the voice of Discord, replies to me and goes, "They had to get the fuck out," because they couldn't fucking fit everybody there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
Scott sounds awesome.
Scott was pretty awesome in the Discord. But yeah. I mean, there were a bunch of like new initiative promoters on the Discord, which was cool. I think like the Scott was there from West Coast, the Biss from New Texas. Right, the Pandemonium dude was there. He was really nice. I got to talk to Hart after the Spark Joshi show. Just really nice dude. And there was a lot of people. I think there's somebody else too. Maybe those are the only three. I don't know. I feel like I might be.
I gotta say,
the St. Louis Anarchy guy. St. Louis Anarchy guy is there too.
Is he on Voice of Wrestling? I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, Sean Orleans, I think the St. Louis Anarchy guy. I think
he books. I had no idea.
I think he books.
I've seen his name.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of them on there, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, look, they put on. They are not there to put on they're not like if you're going to be on a Voice Wrestling server, you're probably not into like GCW or whatever, right? It's like they're not they put on a certain kind of show, which is cool. I mean, that was definitely the new initiative place was the fucking place. If you're going to like pick one place to stay for the entire weekend, that was definitely the place to be.
Well, going back to what we said earlier about WrestleMania weekend, the narrative being dead, just go to the new initiative shows. That's what that's what John is saying. Like John doesn't go. Like, you're not talking about US Indies all the time or like heaping praise on them, right? And look how glowing you spoke like for 2 hours about the new a lot of the new initiative shows. Just do that, guys. Yeah, if it's in your vicinity, just go for it.
Yeah, just go to you just need to go to actual wrestling shows. I mean, I heard the New Texas was up against Tokyo Joshi, or else I would have gone to that too. And I forgot.
I heard it was good though. Still,
I heard it was really good. Yeah. So it's just obvious I wasn't going to miss Tokyo Joshi. So. But yeah, I mean, there were other good shows I didn't even go to, but yeah, and plus you could just buy like a combo ticket for it too, so it wasn't even that expensive. I mean, even the only expensive shows really, I mean, the collector shows weren't that expensive either. It was really just Stardom and Tokyo Joshi that were expensive.
But anything at the Pearl, right? Oh, we didn't even talk about like CMLL at the Pearl as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I would have gone to that. I didn't have anything on the, I think Thursday at 3 slot, but like first of all, we had the dinner at 5:30. And second of all, which I even talked about my other meal, which was the Din Tai Fung, which I love that fucking place. What type of cuisine is that? Din Tai Fung is like Taiwanese soup dumplings. Oh, it's so good. They have it in Japan too. Actually, you should go. It's really, really
sounds
good.
Awesome.
It tastes really good in Japan too. So it's definitely the rice tastes even a little better, honestly. But yeah, just get like 2 orders of soup dumplings, like one each for me and Nicole, and then like maybe one other order of like chicken dumplings, and then fried rice to share, and it's amazing food. And for Vegas, like sit down restaurant is very cheap too. So just really, I mean, not a problem in Japan, obviously, where everything is cheap in Japan, but it's still worth going to Japan. I went to the one in it's like right by Yokohama Station. That one was really, really good.
Oh, I'll be in Yokohama a few times, so.
Yeah, it's like there's a food court, I think, like across, not like a food court, like one of those, have you seen those Japanese mall food courts where like they have a bunch of restaurants like all like on one floor?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like those are like they're all like sit down restaurants. It's in one of those. So yeah, it's definitely worth going to if you're in town. I'm probably gonna go to it myself when I'm in Yokohama again.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's really, really good. The only disappointing one I've ever been to, honestly, because I've been to the Vegas one, the Seattle one, the Yokohama one, not Tokyo, Yokohama, and the New York one they just opened recently. The New York one was the worst one I went to.
Really?
It was in like a really nice space. Maybe they had a issue still after they only opened a few months ago, but it was by far the worst one. Like the service was really slow and the food just didn't taste as good. I don't know, as the other three. So I don't know why that was the worst one, but I've been to the Vegas one quite a few times now. It's always been great. The Seattle one I went to once, it was really good. And the same thing with the Yokohama one. So I don't know what was up with the New York. Maybe I just caught the New York one on a bad night, or maybe they just, opening jitters or whatever. But like, yeah, the New York one's by far the worst one I've been to. I haven't been back because it just wasn't good. And of course, it was also the most expensive because it's fucking New York. So anyway, I hate the city sometimes, but what are you gonna do? New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down, as a stroke should say.
Wait, you in New York City proper? I thought you were like New Jersey or something.
No. I live in Throgs Neck. It's like sort of on the border of the Bronx and Queens, basically. So
okay, cool.
Like I'm technically in the Bronx, but if I throw a stone, I'm in Queens, basically. So I go to Queens Chinatown a lot. Like spend a lot of time over there, but. I like the area I live. It's very quiet for New York City, especially. And I'm, still only not that far from anything. It's just I have no trains over here, so I take buses or Ubers everywhere, which is kind of annoying. But
is there no metro there, or
there's no the subway's nowhere near me. I have to take a bus to the subway, which would take forever. So I just end up there's like an express bus, which is very ironically named, believe me. But it goes right into
not
Manhattan.
express at all.
No. So usually when I go to New Jersey with my dad, I take like the express bus to Manhattan, and then I take the train from a New Jersey Transit, which is the worst trains line in the history of the world. So, my dad's lucky I'm a devoted son that I deal with that every month to go see him because it's a fucking terrible train. And it's pretty much like if there's not a 20-minute delay, you're lucky, basically. So anyway, the main event, which I realized we never talked about yet, the Beyond the Sea singles title, and also the Saikyo tournament finals. It was both. Hiroyo Matsumoto loses to Ayame Sasamura in 1739 with the Sasadango. So Hiroyo fails in her third defense, and Sasamura becomes the 14th champion. I thought this was awesome too. Really awesome match here. Yeah, so Hiroyo hit this huge lariat on Ayame at one point, such a huge lariat that she took this super sick bump for. Right on the back of her neck. It was right after a count-out tease, but that was like one of the big highlight spots.
That was sick.
So Matsumoto, she's doing this really good job just like no-selling everything Ayame's throwing at her in the aftermath before Ayame's finally able to hit this huge lariat of her own on her. But then Matsumoto answers back with two more enormous lariats, followed by a sliding variation for a 2 count, and then a standing lariat for a 2 count. So like a real lariat world tour there. But then Ayame suddenly gets the fucking roll up out of nowhere for the pin, which got a huge reaction even out of the even though the crowd obviously wasn't that huge. The crowd, they sounded huge when they reacted to that. Just fucking super hard hitting, shocking finish. Was not spoiled and did not expect a title change there. Because Ayame is like 2AW, right? I think
she's 2AW, and like SEAD is her other promotion that she wrestles a lot in, and then she doesn't appear anywhere else. She is the best kept secret on the Joshi indie scene. She's amazing for where she works.
Yeah, why does she never work anywhere? It's very weird.
I don't know. She likes 2AW too much. She is so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I went 4 1/4 on this, so that was awesome.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. I went 3 3.75, which is still, I found it awesome, but yeah, it's good that you were so high on it because they are awesome. I thought Matsumoto's selling in this match was so fucking good. Like after the diving double foot stomp to the outside, Matsumoto was selling her arm, and when she got back in the ring, like she was like sandbagging Ayame, right? Ayame was trying to pick her up, and she just didn't. And then Ayame like asked the referee to check on her. Like I love little details like that because I thought like Matsumoto might have been hurt. So really good selling for Matsumoto. And then like you said, the rest of the match is just her coming back slowly as the champion and doing like a bunch of fucking lariats. Some background for this was the tournament that you just mentioned. Ayame actually came up with the idea for that tournament, And Matsumoto is defending her title in every tournament match, right? So this was the final basically, and I think this was the right result as well. Because like I mentioned, Ayame is well loved in SEAdLINNG. She works there a lot. She's already been the tag team champion. Matsumoto is a great freelancer, but it feels like it's more like it's on Seed, like one of their own, even though she's 2AW.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, look, this show, I like the show so much that I was like, God damn it, why did I rework my trip to not be in Tokyo during the Shinjuku Face show?
That Shinjuku Face shows, probably be great. That Shinjuku Face cards are good.
I can't rework it back now though, because Nicole would never go for that. So, because I already had.
You already reworked it for New Japan, right?
Yeah. Because I really kind of wish I could go to that now, but oh well. What are you gonna do? I mean, hopefully I can. Well, can I see them in December? Did they announce their date for December yet, or no?
They actually did. Let me look at my thing. The 23rd.
Oh, there's no way I can go to that either. Fuck me.
Yeah, they all announced it earlier. Marvelous is on the 20th. They were on the 28th last year.
Wow, that is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at there's a lot of stuff announced already. Wow, let me see. Okay.
Yeah, Ice Ribbon are doing the one Korakuen of the year on the 31st.
Yeah, Ice Ribbon Mania again. Ozaki on the 30th again. DDT on the 27th. Oh, DDT on the 27th this year. That's new, I think.
That is. Yeah, they were in like Nagoya last year on the 27th.
But yeah, SEAdLINNG's the 23rd. I really wish I could go to that in Marvelous.
New Japan's 21st.
New Japan's 21st?
And 20th. Yeah.
And 20th, okay. There's no way I can go to that, I think. I'd have to sell Nicole on leaving really early, which she'd never go for.
Yeah,
anyway.
Overlapping Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, well. What can you do? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the show was great. I wish I could see it. Like, I can't see them apparently. But...
Yeah, I'm also missing them on my trip because they run like once a month only. So
yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, really cool show. Enjoyed it a lot. So definitely
there's a lot of really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool Joshi indies, right? I think you've seen that now with Ice Ribbon, SEAdLINNG. So
yeah. I mean, that's a very, very, very deep scene, which is kind of
yes, exactly.
Kind of makes you wonder why it's so much deeper than the men's scene at this point. I've tried to explain it before. I think some of it, which I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I think there's a lot of women in Japan who kind of want like an idol-ish career, and this is like sort of similar.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. The idol to wrestler pipeline is in women's wrestling is insane. So obviously, actress girls, like we've spoken about this on this podcast before, that's literally their entire recruitment, right? From idols, and they are very successful at it. Like what with Tam Nakano, Natsupoi, like Sayaka Mitani was a failed idol. It is absolutely like the main driver of talent in the scene.
Yeah. So, I think there's, and even beyond like people who want to be idols or whatever, there's even probably people out there who are like fucking working at like bars and stuff, there's a lot of like, there's a shitload of hostess bars. And
they pretty much all have second jobs like that, either idol work or bars or waitressing. Of the Joshi indies have it. Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense, but it's a way to make more money, obviously. And then maybe you make it big or something, who knows?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it is interesting. There's a lot. So I guess there's a lot of cute women in the Tokyo area who are working in this kind of industry, I guess is the best way to put it. So
and then when they start wrestling, they're not scared to fucking hit hard, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. So that probably is why you end up with such a deep scene, whereas the men's scene does not seem anywhere near as deep.
The women's scene right now is smoking the men's scene. There was like an interesting quote from Tenru. No, it was actually the former Shupro editor. They were doing an interview and they were just asking him, he's old now, he's like 80s or whatever. He's like, do you not watch any of the men's? And he's like, the men are no good. is the old Shupro editor's quote. He only watches like current Joshi wrestling. So yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I see where he's coming from, honestly. I mean, the women's scene is so much better than the men's scene.
It's DDT, and maybe now New Japan has got like a few, like, with the Knockout Brothers and Oiwa,
New Japan is back to a degree, which I know became a cliche, but they kind of are. I mean, they have a good young generation. And DDT has a really good young generation.
Yeah.
And then it drops way off. I mean, Dragon Gate's having a brutal year.
Cliff,
Dragon Gate's having a brutal year. All Japan. I mean, other people are enjoying the Champion Carnival more than I am so far. I mean, what are you even talking? I just dropped Glade because I couldn't take it anymore. Noah's. I haven't covered Noah that much because it's just really. I'm gonna jump back in with Ryogoku, but I just really got sick of Noah. Yeah, I mean, just
compare it to the Joshis we just talked about. So, like, it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, Joshi. We just talked about Joshi Indies, and you have Stardom, Tokyo Joshi. I get Marigold is like one of the weakest promotions in the country for me, but they do exist.
And they still have some sick wrestlers.
They still have some sick wrestlers. Yeah. Fucking Marvelous. We just raved about the American.
Of course,
American show. I mean, it's a really, really, really deep scene. But anyway, so you're going to Japan, buddy. Have a great time.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to hear all about it on Joshi-ing Around. When do you get back, by the way?
I am back. My flight lands back in England on the 7th of May. So, like 2 days after the Yokohama Buntai show for the Marvelous one.
Okay. So you're not there that long.
No, I'm only there for 13 days.
I have one. Do you know when that show's airing, by the way?
The Yokohama Buntai one?
Yeah.
It's on pay-per-view on WrestleMania, Wrestle Universe.
Oh, it's on pay-per-view. Okay, and that's on May 6th.
So it will be airing live. Yeah.
Okay, so let me add that to this episode. Which actually, if you land on the 6th and you want to come on May 11th, we could talk about it, and you could give it the live perspective on it.
Is that a Monday? Oh, that's my recording day for Joshi-ing Around.
I thought your recording day is Tuesday. You changed it?
I think we moved. Wait, is the 11th a Monday or Tuesday?
11th's a Monday.
Oh, then it might be the 12th. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to do it, the Marvelous show is what, May 6th, right?
May 5th.
May 5th. Okay, so I'll put that on the run sheet for that one. Marvelous 5-5 Budokan. But yeah, if you want to,
we'll see. I'll get back to you because obviously I'll be super busy because the newsletter, which I haven't plugged yet, and I'll get yelled at, but I'll have to do a lot of work to get the next issue out. So when I'm back,
okay. But yeah, it'd just be cool to have you as the live.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'll send you what would have been on that episode, but would have been like. I mean, there's some stuff here where if you can't watch all of this, we can always cut some of it, or I can do some of it myself.
That's the main problem. Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry. Like if you really just want to do like only some of it, I can either cut some or do some myself. I thought it'd be just cool to have you on there as the live correspondent for that show. So, but yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, folks, in the meantime, we'll go. You kind of did the plug, but do a better plug.
Yes, I do need to plug this because we spend a lot of time doing it, and I don't do it justice. So we spend a lot of time doing the Social Suplex newsletter. We have a new issue that we released last week, and I think it's one of our best in terms of content. We've got some news exclusives for AEW. The relevant parts for maybe listeners for this podcast is we have show reviews of every show for every major promotion in Japan, and also a lot of Joshi Indies, obviously, as you can guess. Tim Hunter, my lovely Joshi-ing Around podcast, hosted an amazing review of the Cinderella finals. The team's amazing. It's a lot of hard work, and I don't think there's anything like it on the internet, like just covering all of the promotions you think of. I think there was like 42 promotions in the last issue that had a show review, and then obviously we do news updates on like way more than that. So if you like written content, that's where you'll find it on the Social Suplex newsletter.
So there you go, folks. And of course, Joshi-ing Around.
Joshi-ing Around, my podcast with Tim Hunter, where we talk about Joshi Indies. I guess, and Stardom, Marigold, and TJPW. But yeah, Omakase is the only place to listen to both men and women's wrestling. So, but we just covered the Joshi side, and I guess in a bit more detail, because we don't watch men's wrestling, so we don't cover it. So we get more time for the SEAdLINNGs, Dianas, Ice Ribbons, you name it.
Yeah. So there you go. That is your. That's the plugs and everything. And yeah, buddy, have a great time in Japan. Even though I go a million times, I'm going in 7 weeks. I'm still jealous.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll be jealous when you're going as well. But I mean, yeah, I plugged your podcast a bit because I think you should plug it. But it's kind of insane how much you do. So I just kind of like mentioning that. Like, it's the only place to like get a full coverage of both men and women's wrestling. I do
try.
Yes. So.
I mean, this week I tried very badly because I ended up dropping DDT and New Japan, but I couldn't. I don't know how it was a special week. Yeah, I don't know how I was going to get to everything. So we still went 3 hours and 20 minutes anyway. So
yes.
But folks, next week we will have on Paul from the Emerald Flow Show. Will be making his return. He'll be on with me to talk about All Star Grand Queendom, the New Japan Wrestling Red Zone in Hiroshima, the Dragon Gate Golden Coliseum, the 3 more nights of the All Japan Champion Carnival, plus Noah Noah Korakuen and Marigold Korakuen. So there's a lot of stuff next week, and I'm going to be watching a lot of wrestling. But at least I won't be also traveling in the middle of it, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be going to my dad's, but that's normal travel.
Make sure you get some sleep.
Yeah, I am. I honestly, I feel less tired than I did with the start of the episode now. So maybe
that's a good sign.
The caffeine I drank may have kicked in, but there you go. But yeah, I do need to get some sleep over the next few nights, that's for sure. And I laid off the booze for a few days because I definitely did a lot of that in Vegas. Vegas is a great place to go if you want to get drunk and gamble. There's, like I said, I missed Vegas, and Tim Dog, who I voice wrestling Discord guy I actually met at the show. He was like, "Oh, Vegas is cheaper to live in than New York City," and I was like, "Not for me, it wouldn't be." It would not be cheaper. $5 crabs or not living in Vegas. I would not move to Vegas. Gambling is a thing you can do in moderation once or twice a year. That's it. You should not do it. You should never be gambling, especially casino gambling, more than once or twice a year. This would be like the max you do it. Maybe 3 times, and even then, I wouldn't even at low limits. Anything more than that.
And also, you set your budget, right? You said you banked.
Yeah. I mean, I had a $1,000 bankroll. I did not lose even close. I did not even lose half of it, so I was happy. Did not go to the ATM like my friend did, but felt bad for him. But what are you gonna do? I mean, sometimes that's how it goes. You win some, you lose some, as the kids say. And I still lost money at the end of the day, so it feels like a win because I didn't lose my whole bankroll. That's where I end up sometimes after. And, I had a great time. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing. I love craps. It's such a fun game. I love Pai Gow because Pai Gow, people don't know that game. It's a great game if you want to bet with a high probability of not losing money quickly. Like, you just want to sit there and drink. Pai Gow is one of the only games I'll play at a $25 minimum table, or maybe even a $50 minimum table if I'm feeling spicy enough, because it's so slow and you have so many pushes. Because you have to separate you get 7 cards and you have to separate them into 2 hands, a 5-card hand and a 2-card hand. And if you either lose or push both hands, you lose your bet. But most of the time, you'll win one hand and lose one hand, and it'll be a push. So your bet will you won't win, but you don't lose the money you bet on that hand. So it's a very, very slow game. So I was able to play it at Bellagio because they had a $25 table, which I couldn't believe they had a $25 table on Saturday night. Because usually casinos charge higher minimums of that game because they know it's so slow. And for a casino as nice as Bellagio, I expect it to be a $50 or $100 table. So I got to play there for for an hour at Bellagio, which was cool. First time I ever played a table game at Bellagio. Because all the other tables are very craps. Their craps tables are also $25, which if I tried to play $25 craps, I'd lose my fucking buy-in instantly. And instantly, just boom. So, but yeah, I got to play some Pai Gow. So Pai Gow, tip from me to you, the listener, it's a very, very slow game. If you want to play something slowly. But one session actually my very last Pai Gow session, I had a lot of pushes even for that game because I was playing the $15 table at Sam's Town. I lost the first hand I sat down. I played there for another hour and a half and did not lose another hand. But I also did not win. I only won one hand. So I played something like, I don't know, fucking 40 hands or something, and all of them were pushed except 2 hands. It was very, even for that game, that's a lot of pushes. So, somehow, when the dealer would have nothing, I would also have nothing on one of my 2 hands. And when the dealer would get a monster hand, I would somehow, be able to, I get, a lucky straight or something to be able to at least push it. So, it was very, very, very bizarre, nonstop push fest. But whatever, better than losing money. So,
Does Nicole gamble?
A little bit. She mostly only plays roulette and video poker, but not a lot else. I mean, I don't, she's really not a big gambler at all. But it's really just I am the gambler.
Does she approve of your gambling?
Does she love it? No. She's happy I gamble much less though now. So
yeah.
Between whether it's the Zepbound or the ADHD pills, it's much less. It's like this was the first time, I gambled since last, have been that long, I guess last November or something. But
that's pretty long.
I used to go to casinos a half dozen times a year. Now I go at most twice or 3 times a year probably.
That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. As long as you set a limit and play within your limits and all that stuff. It's a very fun. It's one of these many things in the world that's incredibly fun in moderation and incredibly dangerous not in moderation. So
yeah,
just like alcohol.
Just I was thinking the same. Yeah.
But which I could probably stand to moderate a little more, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, what are you gonna do, folks? Thank you as always for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at Omakase. Wrestling When Not Fit. Also, who are you going with? Anybody else you know? By the way, I kept forgetting to ask
Nope,
that.
by myself.
So you're not going to have anyone else there to get you very drunk like I did.
No, I am not actually. Yeah, no karaoke.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night. Yeah,
I know a few people going in June actually, which is cool. So I will. One of the guys who I saw in December is going again in June. Just kind of surprised me. God, what was his? See, now I was hoping you shouldn't have asked me that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And now I feel bad.
You're gonna have to cut this out.
I think his name was Ali. I think.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure
I don't know
his
that.
name. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you met him. I hung out with him. I think it was like towards. I'm trying to remember what it was. I met so many people during that trip, but yeah, he followed me on Twitter and he messaged me and was like, "Oh, I'm going back in June for Dominion too." So I was like, "Oh, okay, well, you definitely hang out then." And then the other one who I know is going is the Armani Shoe Exchange guy on the Discord, who always kind of in our channel a lot. But yeah. he's going for the
Armani's
first time.
great.
Yeah, so it'd be cool to meet him, and I will definitely try to get them both to go to karaoke with me. So
Hell yeah,
have a good time. But yeah, so don't try to keep up with my drinking though, unless you're Paul. Paul can do it.
Paul can do it.
Yeah.
Paul is a crazy drinker.
I know Paul and I are great travel companions because we both love the booze and we both love the karaoke. We can both just go to a snack bar and stay there for 2.5 hours. But have you ever done the snacku or no?
I've not done the snacku.
Actually,
what's an izakaya? What is that?
Izakaya is just like you've been to an izakaya. Those are just those Japanese like restaurants like that just serve a lot of alcohol too.
Oh, okay.
Like Tori Kizoku is an izakaya. Do you ever go to Tori Kizoku? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Tim was with me for that, but you weren't with me. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But you've probably been to an izakaya. It's pretty much any general
food and drink.
like food and
like
drink,
a pub.
Yeah. Like a pub, exactly. It's like a Japanese pub. So a lot of them are.
No, but I haven't done snacku either.
So snacku, you should. I mean, if you're lonely, honestly, a snacku is not a bad place to go because everybody will be very nice to you, especially the mama. But yeah, the snacku, they sometimes serve food and they usually serve food. I think I usually don't eat at them though. I usually just drink there. But they generally serve some food and they definitely serve alcohol. They usually charge by hour, not by drink.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like unlimited drinks when you're there. They probably won't tell you a price up front. They'll probably just charge you at the end. All the ones I've been to have. And yeah, the karaoke is usually included, but you have to like sing in front of other people, so that might not be your bag. Nicole won't do it. I've done it because I have no shame. As listeners to this podcast know well, I have no shame. But yeah, and so kind of like a neighborhood bar type of thing, where like the mama will generally be pretty charismatic and she'll be really nice to everybody there, and she kind of knows everybody. And then she might have like a younger assistant who like will sit at the table and like hang out with you. So you're kind of paying for that too, besides the drinks. So you're paying, Japan has a lot of things like that where you're paying for the company basically. But I feel like the snack. Sorry,
it's cheap.
Japan's it's not that expensive. I think it was like 12,000 yen for the 2.5 hours. So, which for
bad.
the amount we drank, definitely cannot drink that well for $120 in 2.5 hours in New York, let alone
absolutely not
the actual dollar to yen ratio.
Absolutely not in London either.
Yeah. So yes, if you're, I would say seek out a snacku. There are a lot of.
Add it to my list.
Yeah. Although they can be very hit or miss too, though, so you have to find the right one. The one in Shizuoka is the one I can't wait to go back to. Such a great snacku. You
going there in June?
Yeah.
I assume you are. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be one night on I think towards the end of the trip. I think. Yeah, on the way back from the onsen we're going to in Gifu. So.
Cool.
Outside Nagoya. Yeah. Are you just staying in Tokyo the whole time or no?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you? Well, you don't have to say if you don't want to dox yourself. But like, what area are you staying?
No, I'm in Iidabashi. No particular reason. The hotel just looked good.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me the hotel off the air if you want, because I'm just curious
cool.
what you picked. But yeah, Iidabashi. I've never stayed over there, but it's pretty. Obviously, you're pretty close to Korakuen and everything.
Yeah, I kind of picked it because it's a bit close. I loved Ryogoku though, so it was between Ryogoku or somewhere new, and I just decided, I'll just try somewhere new and see what happens. So.
Yeah.
But Ryogoku was awesome as well.
Yeah, I love that Ryogoku View Hotel I stayed in. I think I'm going to try that again for the what's it called, the Dream Queendom like days because I love being over there, and that hotel was so nice for the price especially. And then you basically like walk a block and you're at Ryogoku, and then you go, when they do the early opening for the merch and everything.
Very good for that, yeah.
Yeah, buy another tracksuit.
Yeah, exactly.
Get next year's tracksuit. All right, folks. I already did the plug, I think, so we can wrap this baby up. Or the plug for next week. You can follow us on Twitter at WrestleOmakase. Wrestling Would Not Fit. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Just1MB. And folks, in the meantime, we will see you next time.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network listeners. I am Jeff Hawkins, co-host of Shake Them Ropes, with a very special announcement. If it's been a while or you've never listened to us before, the original gang is back. Myself and Rob McCarran, back talking wrestling. We have no idea where this show's going to go, where we're going to keep any of the old bits or any of the old things in there. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, and we'd like for you to come along with us. Only on Shake Them Ropes on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network.